gets buried in discords, then nobody gets to hear the brilliant idea. So
I
Sin, I don't
agree.
know, does that, like, your friend that might not want to have their voice heard, like, I don't know, I guess, does any of that resonate? Like part of what we've done in the CBD Discord is have the community priority thread where people can bring up issues that they believe are a priority, and then, like, usually it's myself who brings those up in the AMAs, like having a little bit easier way to, like, streamline that message. But um I guess, would that make you feel more comfortable, like, bringing stuff up if it's done, like, as a group?
Mm, I, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I know they're listening, or I hope they are listening. I know. so I'm hoping Toxic's answer may have inspired, and of course, like even your answer. All right. I just finished fixing or trying to fix the screen. I don't know what it is about these Saturday mornings, but like Friday nights, like the stream in Decentraland works just fine. But this is the second Saturday in a row that it seems to cut off in world, not anywhere else, just in world.
Is it in multiple scenes or just this scene?
Well, I wouldn't have any like extra data to back it up. I just know it from this scene, the second week in a row that it's like kind of like cut off. But like the thing is that the way for me to fix it is a full OBS restart. So like I don't think it is the scene.
It is over at Miguel's too, if you wanted to go look over there. And I don't know. Yeah, Miguel's is done on the same type of server. I'm surprised you haven't gone up above right there. I'm surprised nobody's gone up above. That's probably good. That's probably better.
Oh, at the up here in the balcony.
Yeah.
Well, like this is my usual spot for like looking down on people's heads and judging. We have Cube in the house. What up, Cube? Let's see. I see Jen Marie in the world. Haven't seen Jen Marie in a few weeks, so I'm very happy to uh to see her here. Good morning, Mauhedi. We have peace. Oh, Hummingbird. Hummingbird is new to Decentraland. I guess like brand new. So if anyone sees him asking any questions, make sure to help. And then let's see, in the chat, he typed, because I said if he had any questions for him to ask. And then he said, I can't ask many questions, or I can't ask many things because first, I guess I need to explore a bit. The interface and lands I see what is about. Oh, okay. So he probably wants to know about what are the lands. Well, the central land. If you press M on your keyboard, I don't know if he could even hear us because I just did a server reload. So maybe someone may need to teach him how to do a reload. Oh, maybe he's gone now. He's like, this doesn't work. I'm out. I see Zion Frag in the building. Welcome, Zion. Thank you so much for joining us. We have so many friends today, Kanessa.
It's so nice. It's so good to see people.
Look at all our friends. Hello, hello. Mary Russell is here, just pulled up as well. Um, so Ganessa, this week, Winterfest. What do we have in store?
Well, today, actually, I want to have Toxic say this name, but the Super Schledenbaum is today.
Toxic, you're up, please.
Super
What?
Schledenbaum.
What? What did you say, Canessa? Oh my god.
I-
What?
I said
Sledderbahn.
Super Schledenbaum, but I feel like you
Oh my
saying
God.
it would be better. Super Schledenbaum.
Super Sledderbahn?
Yes.
Is this German? Is this German? Oh my god, did
I don't know.
a German
I
skill?
don't know if it's German, but
This is
but
not
I-
German.
I know you. I know you have an autobahn over there. So like, I
Yeah,
mean,
the Autobahn is great. You can drive 250.
we've heard.
It's like,
we've
Autobahn
heard
is
great
great.
things. We've heard great things. Many
We've
great
heard
things
stories
about
about your
I think
Autobahn.
the Sledderbahn would be called something like Super Schlittenbahn.
Ooh.
I love it. Can
Schlittenbahn.
someone trademark this? We need Toxic's voice like recorded
Indeed.
and copyrighted. We
Good
need
old
to.
Super Schlittenbahn. Yeah, this would work in German totally.
I am
So-
gonna get Schlittenbaum going down that. Schlittenbaum.
Love it.
Well, that is Chrono T's creation today. So I think maybe towards the end we should jump over there together and try it out. I have not tried that one out yet. I know that you had a special Beyond the NFT last week, and I think you did go and check it out. But yeah, that one is going to be a special one, I think. And then let's see. Let me pull up my calendar here.
I see MGD tomorrow, Sunday.
Ah.
On the calendar.
But I don't know anything about it. That's the best part. Is all I know is there's somebody who's doing it, but I don't know anything about it. So I'm sure MGD is
It's
cooking up
gonna be
something else.
it's gonna be awesome as always.
Ooh.
But maybe I can tell the name at least, because I'm not sure. MGD, have you uploaded finally the events page or not? Don't lie to me, friend. So but what we're gonna do tomorrow is okay, wait, the name is a little bit complicated. So the name of the event will be Community Winterfest Plays Games. So please, this is what we're doing tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Is there an event up in the like Winterfest section? Because like I wanna
I think
wanna
the
make
event
posts.
page. I think the event page is not up yet. MGD, if you hear this, please finally put the event page up.
Yes, please. Kim reminded us this week, and then I'm going nuts trying to make them. So yes, if anybody's doing anything for Winterfest, I'm not turning my head slowly and looking at you, but I'm turning my head slowly and looking at you. Like, please put them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting Discord messages here from MGD. Yeah, he's doing it. And he gave me some more information. So we are going to play, as maybe the name already you could imagine. We are playing a game tomorrow. So we are playing 1080 Degrees on the N64 on Nintendo Switch through Decentraland. It's a snowboard game, I think. So yeah, we had the first testing session last Tuesday to see if everything worked, and tomorrow will be we will play winter games. This is so complicated. Winter games from the N64 on the Nintendo Switch through Decentraland. Okay, this was a long sentence. I'm sorry.
Oh, how exciting! I mean, I think it was last week. I think it was last week when I pulled up to the garden on Sunday. You were playing Mario and kind of like testing it or like working out the kinks.
Yeah, it was really nice. To be honest, the first 15 minutes were super nice, because the first 15 minutes it was really a nice experience. MGD has done something, I'm not even sure how, but we nearly had no lag at all. And it worked pretty good the first 15 minutes. And then things started to become very, very strange. And yeah, MGD is working hard on it to get these first 15 minutes experience to the whole experience. So I'm confident that tomorrow will be a success, but we will see. Of course, I think the most important thing is that we are together for the Community Winterfest games and that we have some fun. And I haven't played N64 games in a long time, so I'm looking really forward to it. I hope everyone can make it. If not, don't feel bad. We will play other games, but this event tomorrow is very, very special just for the Community Winterfest games. So bring your best snowboard outfit.
I love that. And these games, they are a work in progress. If anybody can't get their stuff done or it just doesn't work out, like that's totally okay. Or if they have it planned and it's working great and then the day of it's buggy, like it's okay. Like this is just year one, and so I don't know. I'm glad that so many people have tried to do something, and this is going to be cool. Everybody's doing something a little bit unique, so it's really neat just to see what people bring to the table when there's really like not a narrow theme. It's just Winterfest, like however people interpret that. So I'm sure it's going to be fun tomorrow.
Totally. I can wait for it.
And then let's see, we're starting our official week 2 after this. So tomorrow's MGD. The 16th is Regenesis Labs. The Penguin, is it Penguin Push? I think that one.
It's Light Penguin. Yeah, and the event will of course be up the whole day. But at 7 p.m. UTC, we will have 1 hour with Toxam in work, and he will just answer any questions that other builders might have, and just want to be there and just get a little bit in touch with community if they have any questions. I know there were some questions regarding the penguins and because of their animations, so feel free to join us. We are looking much forward to it.
Ooh, that's so cool. That's gonna be neat. I love the penguins, and I need to get an OP badge from you because I have the machine up, but if anybody tries to claim the OP badge, it's not there yet. So
I will make it now.
Okay. Let's see. Then the 17th, we have a surprise, which I think might be pickled catfish. Might be the surprise. We're doing some readjusting there. And then on the 18th, penguin hunt. And here I'm giving away an emote with that one. Let me test it. I will do it in world really quick. So anybody that comes gets this emote that Isa helped me make. So I am so in love with this emote. But you got to find the golden egg first. And then let's see. The 19th is the breathwork session by Clyde, and that one's going to be really cool. Let's see. And then the 20th, Dio the God Helvetia. So that looks like another party. I think midday our time. 21st is Soul Magic. And then from there, we've got the next week. We'll just go through real quick. Hockey, which I think if you want to advertise on the hockey rink, you can talk to the creators. Sailboat, which is awesome. Snow sculpture. Moffin and Lazaro, and then a closing event with Billy T Coin. That's literally all the details I have. I don't have any more details than that. So hopefully it all comes and works out okay. And then next year is going to be bigger and badder, I think. So thank you everybody for just doing this with us for Winterfest. I think by the time we're done, we're going to be ready for those spring showers and all the grass to return under the snow. Oh, and okay, so like we're learning how to do this. We're just like, doing the best we can. But there were a few events this week that people might not have gotten to. And those events are still active. There's OP badges for them. And let me see. I will paste those in chat because if you want to go play around with it, take pictures. If anybody hasn't seen Hayabusa's ice skating rink, you have to go see it. Experiment with the buttons, and then also check out next door because Hayabusa has put some clever surprises in there. And then also Hayabusa has some art on exhibit. really close to Mount Mana, and then Old Guy has a bobsled. So tag Old Guy, let him know we love him. Be awesome to see all of those on X. Please, please.
I had missed it, but how was the bobsled event? I know that that same night I came through and I rode down the bobsled, and it was very fun. Old guy did a very good job on it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was a 24-hour event with a bunch of us jumped over at once. And we would like try to get new people to come through and ride it. So it was pretty fun. I think it's just kind of one of those events like the ice skating where you roll through when you can, and it's just going for 24 hours, and so not a set like 1 hour party where everybody is there at once. I like what Toxic is doing with Regenesis Labs, where there's like a specific time everybody's going to be there. This year is we're just learning. Like we'll have hopefully more people will have more resources next year. Like I know Old Guy couldn't be here. He probably would have loved to have had like a specific event on his land, and so and other people had to work. So I think having maybe like 1 or 2 hours where everybody tries to come at once is nice. But otherwise, I saw people roll through the bobsled all day. I know Old Guy wanted to put more on it too. Like it's not quite done, but I'm glad we got to experience it as much as we could for now.
Oh wow! And a public service announcement: get your ad on the hockey rink boards. Contact Alan Howick or Pepe God. I just saw it here in world chat.
I still can't believe you didn't notice the people behind you.
Are you talking about the murder scene that happened behind me?
Yeah, see?
With the murder weapon being a spatula? Is that
That
what that is?
kitchen knife. See, my art goes unappreciated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you sure that's not a spatula?
I don't know, whatever it was driven through his heart. Let's see.
His cold, icy
That
fart.
is a knife. That is a knife. Because look, the other snowman is still holding one.
Oh wow, these are like, oh the whoa, did a snowman just, oh it was you. um these are some tactical snowman knives, like holy shit.
Those are in the builder. That's what they gave us to work with, man. They literally wanted this.
Wow, they have some operator knife in on the builder. Bravo. Oh no, Cube is here to witness the murder, the murder scene. Close your eyes, Cube. I I've been rocking my low poly model shoes, the smart shoes that drop all the hearts everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, I've been loving what these shoes do to the Decentraland for me. It makes it so colorful and loving and whatnot. Like, I don't know if you've seen me since I've been wearing these things, but I've just been like running in circles. Like every time I like join in somewhere, I first thing I do is just run around my friends.
I love that.
So yeah, little do they know, I'm surrounding them with hearts.
That's funny.
Love, love smart wearables. Yes. Uh, let's see. So I mean, so many things to cover. I mean, I know that a few weeks back we kind of, but like we ran out of time, and then last week we had the slope competition, so we didn't have time for it. But we did want to kind of get into just like a reminder to everyone to you know, keep your assets safe. Make sure you have ledgers. Don't click on any links. Um, yeah, just a quick safety reminder, because I mean, you know, we're in 2026 and we continue to get hit here, and sometimes these hacks hit closer to home than others, but it's always good to revisit this. All right,
Yeah, and I
Vanessa,
think
so
for
you
new
want to-
users coming in, like it's hard to necessarily understand like why we don't want to click on links. I know there was a new friend this week that wanted just to share, you know, what they were doing on social media with a link, and it's just, you know, it's just something that like most of us don't do. We just don't click on links. And to people outside of Web3 that don't understand that, you know, that's one way your wallet can get drained. I think it might be, it was kind of a shock, just like, what do you mean you don't click on a hyperlink? But it's, yeah, I mean, we've had friends throughout time be affected by lots of different scams, lots of social engineering. Um, it's so hard. I mean, it happens fast, and it's really hard to know if this is a person that you can trust. I mean, I think a lot of the social engineering, it's yeah, it's hard because maybe it's somebody you've built up a trusting relationship with here over multiple years, and now all of a sudden like maybe something's happening where you're like, oh, I don't know, that's odd. Like I had that once happen with somebody, and then they kind of made me feel stupid for not wanting to click on the link, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care if I look like an idiot, I'm not clicking on that. And then he ended up being a bad person, so trust your gut.
Yes, there's always that like gut feeling that you get. I don't know if it's a gut feeling or if it's the fact that the scammer is trying to like place this sense of urgency over you to like click on this link or to do what they want you to do. Redeem the gift card. Um, but like, yeah, that I guess that's always kind of been another thing that I like look back to, like, and you know, we've spoken about it, Vanessa. It's like if you're feeling rushed, if you're if you're feeling like that person is like, you know, pushing you to do something, perhaps take a step back and kind of analyze the playing field a little bit, even if it's someone that you know you trust, that you feel like you've known in you know this Web3 space, this internet world. Like it's always good to kind of just take a step back.
It is. And actually, like um a friend that's in this room, we had talked, a few of us had talked about like the awkwardness of maybe you're trying to get a job in Web3 and they want you to docs, or they want you to click on this link or download this PDF, like especially if you're a freelancer and you want to get, you know, you want to work for these people. You know, you there's a little bit of red tape that comes along with that, and so they might be like, yeah, here, meet us face to face on camera, we want to get to know you, do this, do that. And like all of those are red flags that people have already been scammed that way before. Like, yeah, meet me on this interview call, and then like the interview doesn't work and it's late, and they're like, yeah, okay, here, use this link instead, and then boom, their, you know, wallet gets drained. So what we kind of came up with, I don't know, like I came up with this idea of like Web3 safety standards, of almost like a contract where a person could just say, these are the standards that I abide by. And basically like, I will not click links, I will not download this, I will not do that. So that if you're talking with somebody, a potential client or potential, you know, employer in advance, you can just give them this document, which is not created by you. It's a third, like I created it, not like, so it would be like decentralized, like it's coming from just like a Web3, I don't know, like it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not explaining it very well, but basically like a Web3 safety contract that like, these are the rules I go by. They're not my rules. Somebody else came up with them, but this keeps me safe. Never got past actually doing it because we were going to try to host it. Oddjob was going to help me try to host it in a place that you wouldn't have to click a link to get to the rules, or enter CBD for them. But it's a good way to offboard responsibility of like, hey, these are just the rules that we all abide by. Like if we all choose not to click on links, then you can't start feeling bad. Like, well, Sinful clicked on the link to look at my art, and Toxic clicked on the link to look at my art. Why won't you? Because people, they start using that Uno reverse card. The person that they wanted me to like give my opinion on what metaverse wedding dresses, and so they wanted me to come into this Catalyst node. And then when I got this weird message, I was like, I don't think so. And they're like, oh, haha, first time using a Catalyst node, huh? Like, so then they made me feel stupid. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, didn't respond and did not hear too much back. So I think I dodged a bullet there. So anyway, that's long-winded, but I should get those accords.
Yeah, and I mean, I like, as a small tip, I would say that this has most likely saved me more times than I can count, than I know. On your internet browser, whether you use Brave or you use Chrome or whatever, like, deactivate your automatic download like feature, web browser feature, because like I can think back to you kind of described the scenario actually just now. It's like, hey, we want to interview you, like this is going to be a big thing. We're making a script and we're going to present it to Netflix, and if they accept it, you will be and rights, you'll have rights to some royalties and blah blah blah, telling me all the good stuff. And so then we set up a meeting. Like, I was like, hey, yeah, I'll do Zoom. I have Zoom, I know Zoom, let's do Zoom. And then the day of the meeting comes, and I personally already had Zoom downloaded on my device. um and then so like, I'm messaging him like, hey, I'm waiting, what's the room link, or what's the thing, like, where do I need to go? And then they send me a link saying, oh, you gotta download Zoom, you gotta click, get into this link here and download Zoom from here. And I'm like, why would I do that? I already have Zoom downloaded. And then like the scenario came where I accidentally clicked on it, and it took me to like a Zoom like website clone type of thing. I could tell by the URL, and I had the download button, and I was like, yeah, this is not good. But so I left, and went along my way, called him a scammer, blah blah blah. But I like a couple days later, I had seen online of like someone that's like, hey, has anyone received this? It was like for an interview on Zoom, and they sent me a link, and it automatically started downloading something. So I instantly stopped it. I hope I'm okay. So that link that I accidentally had clicked on would have triggered a download if I didn't have my browser automatic download feature turned off. So there's that.
Yeah, and they'll use urgency, like, hey, everybody's in the room waiting for you. Like,
Yep.
they'll
Yep.
start putting the social pressure on you and make sure that there's
Yep.
something
They
of
were.
value.
Yeah, they were saying, "Oh, we got our CEO here. He's been waiting for it to meet you. Like, hurry, get download." And I'm like, "Fuck you." uh,
Yeah. And Jake, I saw you unmute. How are you today?
Good morning, Jake.
Good. I had a couple things I was going to pitch out there about the getting hacked or losing your stuff. Maybe looking at moving some stuff you're not working with at the time into like a cold storage wallet position. I don't really know much about it, but it's my understanding you should even be able to take like your land on here, like your NFT or whatever, how it's NFT, and put it in a different wallet, like a cold storage. Possibly even like your clothing or your. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Do you know what a cold storage wallet is?
That's what I don't, but isn't it a
Okay.
like?
Okay. So that refers to is like a ledger. So a ledger would be like a device that, like, it's a hardware device that you can buy from ledger.com. It's a little piece of hardware, so you connect it to your, like, let's say your computer that you have the ledger app on, and you have all your assets like in it's like there's like a little platform for you to be able to see your stuff, and like, yes, through there are more layers of safety. Like, for example, if an asset from that wallet is being moved, it will trigger a like a sign, like a sign contract for you to sign, but on the device, and it needs to be connected, and you need to be there. And so, yes, it's a lot safer, I would say, because transactions that are triggered will not be signed. Let's say if, yeah, but wallet were hacked.
So here would be like an example where, to me, I could see like value in this. So let's say right now you're messing around and you're in the bandwagon of like land parcels and stuff are worth buying, and you're trying to collect some land parcels. Maybe you have one that you're working on, but the rest of them maybe you bought either going to work on later, maybe you bought some to sell later. Well, the ones, if you're not messing with them, put them on a hard wallet, put them on that cold storage device, separate those so that they're not even possible to be hacked into. So that in the event something happened, it would only be the one or two parcels that you're working with. Same with like some of the coins and stuff, I guess. If you're not actively interacting with them, maybe you can move them out of the way. A lot of people probably too, like with our emotes and our clothing items, I gotta be thinking people are getting to a point where you have such a collection. Maybe you could move some of that stuff out of the way for a minute. And then later down the road, when the time comes up, you just bring them back into play. Yes, is all.
Yeah. On the land also, like, once you put them in there, you can delegate build privileges back to your main account, and you really don't have to touch those again until you go to sell them or split up a parcel or anything, because you can just give yourself your own build rights. So that's a really safe way to do it.
Yeah, just some different thoughts on because what you're talking about, like clicking on stuff, that's definitely something I've been noticing too. Like people talking about getting their stuff hacked and losing everything. Yeah, you got to figure out a way. If you're not using your stuff, put it off to the side somewhere where it's safe, I guess. And then that way, if you're think about it like you're walking around on the street out there in public. You wear your one pair of nice shoes, right? Put 5 items in your thing that you're going to work with for the month or whatever. You're having fun buying stuff and trading clothing items with others, but put the stuff that you like what was it, for example, just recently the horses were a big thing, and now it's like the horses are kind of fading out a little bit. I don't see a lot of people doing the horse emote. Maybe put some of those off to the side in a cold wallet for now, in case you get hacked, you don't lose your favorite horse emote or something. I don't know. That's it. That's all I had.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think having like diversifying where everything is so that there's a lot that goes into it. I think just and then I would say common sense, but I think everybody is using common sense as much as they can, and that's what social engineering overrides that common sense. So if you I'm just thinking, like, you can, even if your friends get hacked, they now have access to you. So like if I got a link from my good friend Sinful that I've known for 5 years, and he sees this cool opportunity and he sends me the link and he wants to share this opportunity with me, like, I also have to just be aware that he might be compromised. So I think we all need to be comfortable with being paranoid of our friends. Like, and I know that's such a hard thing to think about, but we need to be like, Sin, are you okay? Like, what's the code word? And then like find a way, like find a way to communicate, like, on a different platform. So like if Sin's sending me Discord messages wanting me to check out this new coin, I might go message him on Instagram and be like, bro, you okay? And then he might be like, what are you talking about? Like, or yeah, I'm fine, or I'm hacked. Because I've had friends do that to me before. Like, I send them something and I'm super excited. Like, Riston, he's like, are you okay? Have you been hacked? I'm like, no, loser, I'm okay. It's just me. I can't even remember what it was about, but it was something where it was like, oh shoot, yeah, but how do I prove that it's really me now? Like, I have to like, share some kind of information that only like the two of us would understand. And like code words like donut, probably everybody knows that by now. Like, Canessa would make some funny donut reference, so don't do that. If I say donuts, that's not necessarily me. But yeah, like, it's scary when a friend gets hacked, because they can start infiltrating trust in a way that a scammer can't. And it's happened to people in our ecosystem, where I won't say names, but like, oh my gosh, somebody that makes emotes, and they specifically like targeted other people like me that like me emotes. And so they were like, come and watch my class about emotes. And I was like, yeah, like, I want to go to that. And then come to find out, like, no, it wasn't. And I would suggest to everybody, use like Grok or use ChatGPT and ask it to tell you like a summary of your profile, and say, can you give me a summary of Canessa and all the things that she likes, and what kind of things is she into in Decentraland? Because that's how easy it is for a scammer to get a social profile of you and then be like, oh, like, I don't want to target anyone here, but like, so-and-so likes Clone X. Okay, they're in this community. They make wearables. Like, now they have like a crack in the armor to like connect with you on, like, hey, I'm making a wearable. I can't quite get it to work. Can you help me? And can I send you my file so you can take a look at it? Like, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you have to be more diabolical than them to be like, what different ways could they fool me? And I've had to also just get really comfortable saying no. Like, nice people in Decentraland that I like, they're like, hey, can I throw this up on my land? And I'm like, no, I will give you land privileges. You can build all you want, but I am not putting anything on there for you. That does not align with what I'm comfortable doing. And they were like, what? I'm like, it's just a GLB. And I'm like, yep, like, it's just a GLB, because we all like have to keep our shit safe. Like, and we will get hacked. And I don't think that like victim shaming that doesn't do anybody any good. Like, it happens.
Like, you just presented like the perfect argument on like why we should have an assets marketplace on Decentraland, like, a place where people could upload their assets, and sell them or whatever, or buy them, because that could act as a filter between, scammer sending you a fake GLB file and receiving.
It could, but I think a lot of it is also the version of Blender that it was created on. Like I looked up a little bit, and it has to do with some of the malware that is in Blender. So I'm not sure. I mean, we might have to dig a little bit deeper. But I know that GLBs, they're. I don't think like clicking a link risky the same, but there is a risk there. But it's more like on the Blender malware.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I mean, I would think that would be a worse thing than clicking a link, because like a GLB file, you're actually downloading that into your hardware, opposed to like clicking a link. Sometimes you're safe. Like in my scenario, I had my auto download turned off, so yeah, no hackies.
Yeah, and also like copy and pasting. Make sure that when you copy and paste your address, like that is another way that they can get you. Is they'll just install the malware, and you won't realize it, but anytime that you copy like a 0x address, like it's made to understand. Like, there's not any other reasons in this world that you need a long string of numbers starting with 0x unless you're using somebody's address. And so the software recognizes that, and it will just change out your 0x address with theirs. So if you're sending yourself 10 mana and you copy and you paste it pastes their address in and it sends it to them. And so like most
That's
of the
wild.
time, yeah, I mean, most of the time, I don't know, like when we're sending stuff out, we're moving fast. Like if I'm sending out wearables, I'm, trying to do it as fast as I can. But I've had that happen before where it pastes a different address than what I copied. I'm like, what? But that's another way to get it. And you wouldn't even really know that you have a issue. You just would be like, the money's not showing up. Oh, maybe it's waiting. Maybe I'll send some more. And so that one is like kind of passively living on the background in your system. And also, just be careful, be aware. Like even walking on different people's parcels. I know there are users who use their coding abilities to write script that can get your IP address if you step on their land. That is what I've been told, and I've been lured to that land unknown by the person because they pretended they were somebody else. So there's some really crappy people out there that are willing to do some icky things, and they also like probably are gonna look like a friend from the outside.
Yep. That's why that's why I appreciate my friends so much in Decentraland, and I mean the relationships I've built out, like I feel like that I've developed to the fullest, are usually those where we're always talking, like whether if it's like in a X space like this, or in a Decentraland like a Decentraland voice chat, or the CBD Discord. Like that's where friendships develop for sure.
Well, and within that, I would hesitate because like I mean, just be careful because
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna click on a link from someone that just popped into into the Discord. It's like, hi, we're friends now. No.
Well, and I would say even people who are your friends. I mean, I've had that happen with people that I've drank beers with on a rooftop in Argentina at 3:00 in the morning, and it's still you just not saying you never know a person, but you don't. This is the internet, and so just be careful. I think that we just have to build in a healthy level of like understanding that sin, if you're suspicious of me, I'm not going to take that personal. I'm going to see that as like a healthy protective mechanism of you. Like,
Oh,
and I
you're
think,
just catching on that I'm suspicious of you?
yeah, yeah. But I think we need to make that part of the culture, that like we're not offended if somebody's like, I'm not clicking on that link. Like, what are you doing? We need to be like, oh, okay, you are doing what's right for you, and then find a different way to do the thing, whatever it is. Like if it's like, a cool airdrop, like, instead of sharing links, share the website. Like, hey, you can find this airdrop at pudgypenguins.com. Click on the icon on the top left, and then once you're there, make sure you're on a safe website, got the little key, the lock thing. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
I just want to add something.
Yes,
Because
please.
totally like okay, but when we're saying don't even trust your friends, like, okay, yeah, when you get some mistrust to sinful, okay, totally understandable. This dude is this, but no, for real, jokes aside, like, it can always happen that a friend of you that would never ever harm you, never ever send you something that could, that this person gets hacked previous. This is something that happened here in the community. Like, there were user in-world with claimed names. Nobody would expect something bad to happen, and then this user was just not themselves. Like, this is something that can always happen, and even if you trust someone and they send you a link, maybe they haven't checked it. Like, there are so many layers to this that we just, as I said, should find a way to stay safe and not see it as unfriendly. Like, hey, you're a new user, you're sending me a link, I'm not clicking on it, this means I distrust you or mistrust you or whatever. Like, no, it's just, it can happen. Everyone can get drained. Like, the second you're thinking that you are the one that can't be hacked, this is where the hackers have an opportunity to get you. Like, the second you leave the door open. Sorry, my English. I hope it's understandable what I tried to say.
Yes, totally. Yeah, and then even talking about safety, like, I know in the past we've talked about, like, well, I use a blah, blah, blah. It's like, nope, we're not having that conversation about what you use here, because these are recorded spaces. And, like, literally, I could go back to that conversation we had 3 years ago and find out what John used for security 3 years ago. And, like, so even just the details, I'd say leave it real vague. Like, don't give specifics. I don't know. I'm like, do that in the Discord. I don't even know if you should do that in the Discord. Just keep it vague.
Yeah. I like to keep my ledger in my prison wallet from the hours of 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Common sense and popularity too will help with the paranoia effects. So, like right now, for example, guys see how gold and silver prices have spiked really high, and that's been the big popular thing everywhere. You're probably would be more, you'd want to be kind of careful when you have all this activity around something. Right now, like in Decentraland, like, I don't think you need to be too overly paranoid just because, we don't have like thousands and thousands of users, with the whole world right now perceiving Decentraland as all these land parcels and all of this stuff having this significant value. So, like, back to that trusting friends or clicking on stuff, like, yeah, I think there's definitely a looming threat there at that stuff, but don't be that guy that's over in the corner that's got everything locked up with the gun at the door, that lives in a place like I do in the middle of nowhere, North Dakota, where there's no threat. You know what I mean? So it'll become more important around here if we do get to that point where you have all kinds of users running all over the place and lots of more events going on. Yeah.
Well, and I think that, like, I think the risk is always there depending on, like, I know I've bought land that came from a compromised wallet that was, gosh, how much was that worth back then? It was like a $200,000 wallet hack, I think. It was big, it was significant. So, looking at if somebody really believes that the price of all of this is going to go up, I personally have not been safe with like the first parcel of land that I ever got from a contest here, and I sent it to a Binance wallet because it was only worth, it wasn't, can't even remember how much it was worth, but man, it was like 4 cents at the time. But I'll tell you what, I had a lot different outlook when land prices were 15 grand and suddenly I couldn't get that. And so I think like also just looking at scammers may not be targeting you for your assets at today's prices, but like in at all-time highs, people can do some very, very crazy things. So even Decentraland names, once a hacker gets those, they don't necessarily sell them for what they're worth. They sell them for like $5 or $6 each. And I know those names are worth a lot more, especially if you have some, really nice ones. And so I think like an asset is an asset for them. And so I think Sin and I don't know. I mean, I think we used to talk about this more often because it was kind of happening pretty consistently. And I'm not saying it hasn't happened for a while, because it has. It's just, I think we need to talk about it more, especially for new users coming in, because like, this is some complicated stuff. Like, I don't know how many people have like link PTSD when you're in like web 2 and you're like looking at your email and it's like, click this link. I'm like, I'm not clicking that, JC Penny link.
You didn't help the Saudi prince that's in trouble?
Nope, I did not.
Wow.
I did get some scammers to believe I might be interested in buying land next to Snoop Dogg in Decentraland 2, because I was like raising a colony of penguins, and they were like, okay. Like, I kept him going so long, and yeah.
Must have been an intense conversation for him, like, trying to like scam you and you're just like full blown like penguin lady.
Oh yeah, because I was like, this was years ago. I was like, yes, I'm interested. I'm always looking for new adventures or like new opportunities that are ahead of their curve. Right now, my international investors, we've invested in penguin breeding, and we're finding that like if you give the mother penguin like psychedelic mushrooms during the gestational period, you have like a variety of outcomes. And they're like, yes, well, ma'am, please, like, would you be interested? I'm like, yes. It takes a while to hear back from my investors. And I mean, I was like, I'm throwing psychedelic mushrooms their way, and that didn't slow them down. And I'm like, well, maybe it's a language thing.
While we wait for my investors' answers, let me continue to tell you about our penguin colony and the hierarchy of the penguin, or the penguin hierarchy.
Yeah. I don't know. So I figure as long as they're talking to me, they're not talking to a real person that they could scam. So I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes I wish I could be like those like one of those people on YouTube that scam the scammer. Like, they have they get a scam call, and then they go along with it to the point where they hack into the scammers devices and then scam them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a friend that does that kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, you're nuts.
Can I be best friends with them?
they're the yeah, they'd be fun. You guys would have a lot in common.
Oh my god, the videos are just so great. They get so angry, and for the most part, they're like Indian call centers, or at least the videos I've seen. Okay, I digressed with the YouTube videos part. But yes, everyone. Wallet hygiene, very important. I know this topic is usually like a hard one to cover. Like everyone wants to feel good. Everyone wants to keep their mind off of the bad things that your daily life may bring, but this is just as real of an issue than anything else, because it's your stuff, your basically like the identity that you have built in Web3 that is in jeopardy when you don't secure your assets, or yeah, anything happens. Go ahead, Jake.
Something that's a for certain thing is Coinbase. Some of these institutions or whatever that you can buy your coins on that are not the actual wallet itself, Coinbase wallet or whatever's the Coinbase wallet. But like those things, there will be some of those that will go under, that will completely go under. It's no different than like the financial institutions in the real world. So at some point, a wallet or a cold storage, you got to keep those in mind. And I think people are going to be surprised here in the coming years with this stuff, where we don't know if Coinbase itself doesn't go bankrupt.
Don't worry. We're definitely not surprised. We've already lived through that.
Don't want to say it.
Say
FTX.
Mhm.
Thank you. Fuck my
So,
ledger.
yeah, it's already happened, Jake. We're we're like over here, like the seasoned veterans that you're just like, you look over and you're like, are you okay? And it's like Rambo, like all like cut up and bloody and like thumbs up, like yeah.
I was twitching. My neck was twitching as Jake was talking. It's fine. Fine.
You brought back some PTSD in us, Jake.
Oh, I've been watching all of this stuff for years. I mean, I've been aware of Bitcoin and messing around with it since 2014 or 15 and watching things come and go. I just haven't I haven't dove into much of this stuff because I don't know what the hell it is, and I have a hard time doing that until I kind of have some kind of reason to believe. And it's like I'm starting to figure that out now. Where I feel like I'm starting to get pretty comfortable with understanding the different coins, the wallets, I mean, and I think there's a lot of people out there right now that think they know what this stuff is, and they don't even have any fucking idea.
I think there's more than we think of those people, because like what 2025 has done, and I mean even like late 2024 and stuff like that to lead up to it, like what it has done is like it's brought new people into the crypto buying sector, where like it's like, yeah, they heard about this Bitcoin thing on CNN or whatever the fuck, and and they think it's cool to buy in, and it's like, okay, first they buy in, they got their Coinbase, and then all of a sudden they start exploring other things, and we have new people coming in. So I mean, for any of those people, if they're ever listening to this space, it's like, just calm down, take a little time to sit back and see what is happening before like jumping into anything that you feel will change the world, like that monkey JPEG or whatever it may be. Well, to be fair, the monkey JPEG may change your world. So, yeah.
Well, and also, like, I think in my mind, like, I would rather let go of an opportunity than to lose what I've got. Like, I think when Rastan was like, Hyperfi did an airdrop, I'm like, that's cool, I don't care, And then like when the Optimism airdrop came and people are like, you have an airdrop to claim, I'm like, that's cool, I don't care. And so luckily I have like paid attention a little bit to some of those. Turns out the Hyperfi airdrop, that was real. But
I mean, do you remember our reaction to that though? Like we're
yeah,
just like
what?
we're like Hyperfly airdrop, and we're just like, yeah, okay, Rustan, did you
Yeah,
get hacked?
that. Oh yeah, yeah. I think we probably thought he was hacking us again. Like, that guy. That guy. I've
That
always
guy
been suspect.
Rustan. But it's been a very steady thing about Rustan that it's like when he tells you to do something, it's not to take your money, it's more to put money into your thing.
I know,
Your
but
wallet.
even to say that out loud on a recorded space, if I was a scammer, you know who I would target? I would target somebody trustworthy like Rustan. So I still have to like always be sus that he's gonna go to the dark side because he's so good hearted. So
I I doubt Rustan is an Anakin Skywalker type.
no, I don't think he is, but like
Nah,
a
I'm kidding.
scammer could get his if they got his account, we'd be cooked, chat.
No, no, and this actually leads into something that happened recently. It's good that we're like bouncing off each other here because recently, like Chrono T, almost or well, the victim would have been Make, but it was Make was sending out some prizes for the Meta Beast roaming party last week, and like I got he kind of like dropped his guard a little bit. Usually he doesn't do this, but he dropped his guard a little bit this time. He's like, "Oh, it's Chrono T, it's the other winner. Like I know these people. I could just ask ask for a wallet address on on X or whatever, like publicly." And so I guess like someone had like when Make asked for the wallet address, someone like instantly made like a fresh X account, like impersonating Chrono T. They like took all like of Chrono T's posts and managed to like get them on that page and everything, and then like pretended to be Chrono T, the winner of said giveaway.
Yeah, and he sent him the beast.
Yes, and this all happened in like a matter of like minutes.
So I saw somebody do that with our new friend AD, who's a penguin, because like a pudgy penguin, I mean. Because I like greeted him. Oh, because I saw him at the Meta Beast party. I was like, oh, I didn't know you were a penguin. Like, I said, hit me up. I got something to send you. And then all of a sudden I get this DM from somebody that's got like his name, his profile picture, but it's like AD, and it's like the number was a little bit different, but I was like, wait a second, like I wasn't friends with them. And I was like, I just friended this person. Like, why am I not friends with them? And it was the same thing. They made it so fast. So having that happen twice from a roaming beast party link, that tells me somebody's watching you guys when you say you got stuff to give away.
No, there's someone definitely watching. Well, in particular, watching Make, because it's like I don't know if you've noticed, but every time there is like he makes like a post about the roaming party, we have these like fucking AI randoms that are like, this seems like a perfect community event, and then you see me under it like, then why don't you come fucking join us?
Yeah, I've seen way more of those too, and I just ignore them. I'm like, sorry, if you're a real person, I'm gonna ignore you. But
Yeah, yep. I see
yeah,
them under my posts as well, but I ignore the hell out of them. So it's like I feel like I get less, but I notice that Make gets a lot of them. Uh, like yeah, he seems to be like target number one. It seems, and it's like, what puts you in these crosshairs, like for these bot accounts to try to compromise you?
well, I think giveaways, like he does a regular giveaway, and I know that is one thing that, like, if you're doing giveaways on X and including and saying, hey, drop your address in the comments, like that. That's how our good friend Aaron Loop, I believe, was able to do so many waifu giveaways. I want to say, and I could be wrong, but and I don't want to say anything wrong, but like I think I'll just say other people have used that. They make a script and it just gleans X for any 0x numbers, any long string of numbers that starts with 0x. It just grabs all those. And so don't ever put your ETH address in an X post. If you have a winner, say share it in a DM. Just don't put it there. I mean, we've all done it. I used to do it like, because at the beginning, that's just what you did. But I think you would definitely see more stuff end up in your wallet. Oh, that's another thing. If you have we'll talk about the STDs of Web3. How's that? So like in your wallet, you will open up that nasty hidden folder and don't touch anything in there. It's like look but don't touch. Like maybe, but don't even look. You don't even look what you're gonna see, because so like if you go into your OpenSea profile and you know that you don't own any Bored Apes, and then all of a sudden you see a Bored Ape in there and it says like, you know, BOARD ape or something, and it's not yours, you don't know how you got it, but somebody gave you an offer on it for half an ETH, and you're like, I want that offer. Like all I have to do is click to accept that offer and I'll have half an ETH. Woo! But no, that's how they get you. When you click to accept that offer, it accepts the transfer of funds out of your account. You're going to let somebody have access to your funds. It doesn't give you half an ETH. It's not, I mean, it looks like that's what it's going to do. So if you go through usually it's in hidden, but sometimes it's not. You'll find all sorts of random NFTs in your OpenSea, account. And don't touch them. Do not interact with them. Don't send them out of your wallet, because sometimes even the act of like, oh, I'm just going to clean this up because they could be bad. If you take that and you say, I'm going to send it from my good wallet to some burner wallet, you have to approve the transaction. And sometimes also in the act of approving that transaction, you're approving something else that lets them like approve the transfer of funds. So, forgot how many ways there are to get in trouble here. But just leave those. They're like, they're contaminated. They're just like, I hate looking in my hidden folder in OpenSea. I'm like, I don't even want to. It's like the dark web, man. I don't know what's in there.
I'm about to show my hidden wallet to everyone here. On stream, at least, at anyone that's looking. But for some reason, I can't log into my main wallet.
Oh, and way 4,783 to get drained is like when you find coins in your wallet that you didn't get, and you're like, ooh, it's an airdrop. Like, I'm going to interact with those. Because that happened to me with like Pudgy Penguin coins. All of a sudden, I had like $4,000 worth of Pudgy Penguin. And I was like, well, wait, what? Like, maybe I got airdropped. That's cool. And it was on Pump Fun. And I didn't touch it, thankfully, because, naturally paranoid. And then a few hours later, it was gone. And if you look at the contract address, like the coin, the address of the actual coin, it was somebody else's fake coin that they made look like it. So if, like in Web3, if it looks too good to be true, it's definitely too good to be true, and you're going to get rugged.
But so what you're telling me is that this thing I found in my hidden folder that says Pancake Swap V4 airdrop 135,000 in cake is a fake airdrop.
A fake airdrop, my friend.
Dang it.
That, yeah. Oh, gosh. But don't you just wonder what would happen if you... Oh, and don't scan that QR code, friends.
Yes, yes. Yeah, like I see one right here, a Jupiter airdrop for 3,250 air Jupiter. Yeah, don't scan anything. Like I'm pulling them up on the screen so that everyone can kind of take a look here. Look, this one doesn't even try to hide that it's a scammer. Like, look at the wallet address that it's like sent from. It's like, but it's not even a name. It's not even letters. Phantom voucher. You are eligible to claim $100,000. Can you believe it, Canessa?
That can't believe it. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I know it.
I just get out there.
Yeah, at crypto conferences, there were people that were doing that. Like, there's QR codes on stickers. Don't scan any stickers at crypto conferences. Like,
Yep, and also, I mean, I guess way 4,269th way of not getting got those airdrop the Decentraland airdrop emails that you might get. The Decentraland doesn't have an airdrop. Don't click on that link. And if they did have an airdrop, they'll find a more official way to like announce it, whether it'll be on their Discord or yeah, they'll announce it on their socials. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe even that right there, like the socials is not a way to 100% trust it.
well, remember when yeah.
Yes. That's exactly where I was going when the Decentraland X account got hacked and they were posting about airdrops.
Yeah, and I mean, people want to believe authority figures. So, like, if it's official, if it's from there, I mean, that must be the holy grail of scammers. If they can get into somebody's, Discord or, X account, they can do a lot of damage.
That they can. That they can. I'm kind of realizing I'm getting less scam NFTs coming in. This is good. There was a time when I just had so many like coming in. This would be like 2022, 2023, 21, of course, but
I think it will return with the, I mean, and scams change, they will grow and they will evolve. But I'm sure when like in another altcoin or bull run, it'll come back and it'll come back to haunt us.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that they do is so once if they hack your wallet, they will set a bot up to drain the funds, and so you cannot send, like, if they have control over your account and you have 1,000 items and you're like, hey, I don't care about the 1,000, I just want my 10 best items, I'm going to send them back to me. They will have a script running that any money you send in to cover the gas, it immediately sends it out. So if you send $10 to cover gas to send those wearables to you, it just immediately takes it out. And like, I think that happened with something like where it would work to send the Polygon wearables out, but not the ETH wearables, just because they're a little bit different. So that's another one to watch out for.
Indeed. But yes, so thank you for listening to our 5,000 ways to get got in Web3. Hope you enjoyed this regularly broadcasted event.
I will say, however, that who was it? Somebody was saying they could possibly write a script to battle it, like battling scripts. So if that ever happens, I know the person that was affected, somebody who knows them was talking with the person. So I know that information got relayed on. But if that ever happens in the future, gosh, who was it? I took a screenshot. So, yeah, hit me up and we'll try to put you in touch with the smart people that could do that.
I need a anti-hack bot. I wonder if like in the future, like we're coming into like a time in human history where AI agents are being developed, and there are individuals that are like literally hosting their own machines and stuff like that to kind of like building their own AI agents. Uh, so I wonder if like if there would be a future where it's like you can deploy your AI bot to counter these things.
For sure. I mean, I think it's evolution. It's like as soon as one person discovers a way to scam somebody, the white hatters will find a way to protect people, but both evolve at the same time. So I
Yep.
think
Yep.
yeah.
Well, no, I would say the malicious actor evolves faster because like it takes an action for a reaction to happen. So scammer does the action first, and then it's like the white hat hackers that need to get to work, and that's where they start. Their starting point is once the attack has already been commenced.
Well, maybe there needs to be like offensive guards, like put that thought out there before it's needed of how we can keep this safe. And I mean, I don't know if that's if we can move that fast. Hopefully.
Yep. I mean, I think it's like these things will just come into like the crypto space slowly. Like, every week we're hearing of all these like things that are happening within like institutions and money and all the like all this news, and it's kind of like it's kind of starting to seem like it's inevitable that money is going to move into the digital world. So with this, with all this being done, it's there there will be more a bigger need of development for these safety features. Like banks want to come in here, and if they want to come in here, they need to make sure that like that they have what is it called, FDIC protection. Oh, go ahead, Canessa.
No, I was just gonna say FDIC.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, they got to make sure that they will make sure they have FDIC protection, insurance on their customers and stuff like that. So it's like if we want these players to come in, these infrastructures need to be developed. And I mean, if they want to come in, they will develop these infrastructures for them at least. But we could always mooch off of their technology.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a brand coming in doing an activation, like it is kind of a liability to like bring your customers into a place that has just new safety, like security concerns. I mean, we've all been here for years. We kind of like, I mean, we have a good idea of like safety and how serious it can mess up your scene and how quickly. But man, like new users coming in, it's again the whole conversation just kind of spawned from an interaction that I had with somebody that was meaning well, but just kind of like um, like stepping on a new planet of like, no, we don't click links. We can't do that. Like we don't do that. We're not, it's just not safe. And then to find all these other things that could go wrong. And it is, it's a bummer, but it's also just like, it's nothing new. It's just when you have ownership over your money, you like, I guess that's the pro and the con is like, we have more ownership over our assets, but that means we need to be responsible owners. It's kind of like owning a Rottweiler versus owning a golden retriever, because I've owned both. It doesn't take much to own a golden retriever. They're like, you just feed them and they're gonna like do anything for you and love everybody. But a Rottweiler, that is like next level responsibility. So that's kind of like owning a savings account where your bank is FDIC insured and nobody's gonna make a mistake versus like crypto Wild West and you're gonna have some altcoin on Solana and move it through a couple different wallets and bridges to get there. Like you gotta know your shit, and you're gonna lose money like along the way. It's gonna happen. I've sent money into the ether, like trying to pay Rustan once. He's like, I never got it. I'm like, oh snap! I think I sent it to the wrong address, the wrong type. I don't know. I still think I did it right, but it never showed up. It's been a few years.
Yeah, I mean, I have my Binance, getting rugged on Binance experience. But that's completely different, I think.
Yeah. I got the Binance thing too. But I think that was my fault. Like, and that's what gets me is how much of this land out there is not claimed or like, it's nobody's building on it. And I'm like, dude, I literally sent my land parcel to my Binance Ethereum wallet because it was like April of 2019 and I've never interacted with an NFT before. And I didn't know you shouldn't do that. So like how much of this land was it just didn't get handled properly because everybody was so new to NFTs when this world started. It's almost like they should have just waited another year to give people their land. Like, you guys just go practice with crypto kitties and Bored Apes. Once you show us you won't lose your shit, you can have your land.
No. Yeah. I mean, at least for like a platform that's trying to like accomplish like this concept of an open world metaverse, it's like, I think there should have been some like guardrails to like protecting the landowner, like, or the asset itself, make sure it's like never lost. Kind of like what like for things that are like known, like let's say you, for example, you went to Decentraland Foundation and told them like, hey, I sent the land you gave me to the wrong wallet. Like, this is a Binance wallet. This is it doesn't exist anymore. It's in the ether. Like, it's like, why don't they have the ability to cancel the contract and reissue it?
I think they actually could, because I was talking to a founder and they were like, well, we can try to get it back for you. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't know if, like, it's my error. It's stupid.
But we were babies.
Yeah, I mean, just as a use case, it's there. I think it's 53,122. I could be wrong, but I won it in 2019 from the Land Creator Contest, and so all of this land was given away for that. So no, this is not it. I'll have to look up the wallet. But like everybody, it was really cool because it was actually one of the most developed places in Decentraland because all the winners got land and everybody knew how to build, and so then it was obvious that like the group of people that had land there could build. Like, that was kind of cool. But yeah, I was like, I still have the message too. I think it was Toon Punk, and I was so happy and excited. And then I was like, I think I messed up. So if you make mistakes, you're one of us. Jake?
Yeah, explain that to me a little bit more, how people took their NFT, their land, moved it into a wallet and then lost it. Because I'm looking at trying to figure that out right now.
Well, because like if I have a ETH wallet and I want to send something back and forth, if I send it to Binance, that's an exchange. And so at least from what I could tell, because it's also, that was back before they changed. Like, the other problem is I sent it to Binance before it was Binance USA. And so since I'm an American customer, I believe that original wallet is inaccessible to me because there's a certain amount of time you had to move your assets off of it. So now I think it's just like, because of jurisdictions of location, it's probably not able to get back. But it would be like sending a piece of land to a Bitcoin wallet or something you don't have access to. You just can't get that NFT back.
Yeah, I mean, just sending land to an exchange in general, or like an NFT to an exchange in general, I would assume would be a loss.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it on there. And so, like, what I've always thought is maybe the tech will catch up. Because, like, since that happened, they actually were like, now we're going to offer support for NFTs. And I was like, oh, maybe this is it. And so, yeah, that would be my hope, is eventually someday they're like, yeah, that's just an ERC20 token. Here, you can send it off of there. But I think the other issue is just like, it's not Binance US. So now it would be out of compliance to send that to a US customer. Unless I move to Canada, and then I could move it to myself, I guess.
Would a VPN work?
I don't know. I would not. I would just let that one go rather than try to, try to like work the system. I just think it is what it is.
You are better than I am. I would have risked prison.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
You're like, you gotta choose your battles when risking prison.
Yeah, like one parcel of land. I don't know. I just wish I wish there was a list where you could say, hey, I can show you the paper trail of me getting this from the Decentraland wallet, sending it there. It has not moved since. And I could be like, this is no longer in my access. I don't know. So at least then, like, I don't know what they could do, but maybe just knowing how many dead parcels are out there. Or if they did have the land program where they were like, hey, we should build on these parcels, that nobody's using. Like, I volunteer as tribute. Build on this one. I can't get to it. Like, don't just start taking other people's access to their land they own when you have owners over here that are like, take it. Like, I'd rather somebody do something with it than me. But it doesn't seem like that's ever talked about when they talk about like unused land. Like, so.
I agree. Like, if it were like the land that is lost, like, hasn't been accessed since mint or whatever it could be. But yeah, it seems like the scope of practice of the proposal is never touching on those points. It's always like very general. But at the same time, it's like, are we allowing the opportunity for conversation around the topic? It seems like like a lot of times when that those proposals go up or that topic comes up, it's like the ones that say no, it's just a flat no. They won't hear anything else.
But I'm the one that says no.
Well, there you go.
Because what I want to see is, like, before we start using somebody's land that did not consent, like, why aren't we using the 80 parcels of DAO owned land that we bought through the DAO, passed a governance process, spent 6 to 12 months sweeping the floor to have that money or have that land in our wallet? I know why we're not, because it is owned now personally by HP, and he's not giving us the land that the DAO bought. But let's say that we could actually access that. That would be where I'd want to see, like, show us a use case, build on that first. Because I just think once we start touching the smart contract and, like, building on somebody else's NFT, changing somebody else's NFT, like, that's no longer like, I don't know what I thought this place was going to be. So I will be the grouchy person with the garden hose, always Always standing up for the land contract. Until we can show other use cases, let's do it.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I don't think the 80 parcels of land on the DAO wallet or HP's personal DAO wallet is a good example for it, because like that's just a totally different scenario. Like we're talking about dormant land opposed to stolen land in that case.
But if we can't before that was known to be like moved into his personal control, we didn't do anything with it. So to me, it's just like we still had access to it. We didn't do anything with it. Or even like the little plazas, the two little foundation plazas at the bottom of the map. I would just want us to like run out of land to use. Then we go and start messing with other people's NFTs that we didn't buy, that we don't own. Like I want to like exhaust all of the resources before we do that, because otherwise,
okay, that makes more sense.
How can we tell somebody, a new user, that it's a good idea to buy land here, and someday you might walk into your parcel and it might be different. Like your art gallery might be gone and there might be a giant offensive something that somebody put there. Like there would be no we'd have no teeth in like being decentralized. It'd be like, yeah, we decentralize the parts of it we want to, but then when we want other places to build, we just take it. It'd be like hostile takeover.
But like, I mean, I see this as like, just a digital world where the things could be done. Like, let's say if said user of owner of the land were to log in, like log into just Decentraland, like putting something trigger to just clear their land, like make everything that was on it go away, or maybe even a setting to say like you buy a parcel of land and then you could like set like allow settlers, or whatever the fuck the word is, allow settlers or don't allow settlers, and that could be like something that that is like on default by like on lands that have never been touched. It's turned on, and then landowner can come in and turn it off whenever they decide that Decentraland exists in their life again.
I think if like there could be some really cool scenes that Foundation makes that, like, right now there's just ground, there's like terrain, like trees, like and that's what a default scene gets, like if it doesn't have anything built on it. But there could be way more, like there could be different kind of scenes. There could be like, I don't know, like urban little streets and stuff like that could go in instead. It doesn't have to be nature, although I do love plowing me a good mountain when I deploy on land for the first time and see it go from nature to asphalt. I don't know, because then somebody was like, take shitty scenes out, and I'm like, but who decides what a shitty scene is? Because when I was starting, I was so proud of my little, I'd put a pond and a tree and like pile rocks up, and it took so much work, so I was so proud of it. But if a builder that had 3D modeling came along and they're like, well, take this shitty scene out, it's like, well, that might be the best I can do, because I haven't spent years, building. And I think that's the dream of Decentraland, is that anybody should be able to use the creator hub to put their scenes in. So I think we would have to like define who gets to make that decision that this is a bad scene, because your bad scene might be my castle.
Yeah. I guess you're right, because like, for example, like, and I mean this in no way towards La Cantina, but like it's like my shitty scene would be like, get this SDK 6 scene out of here, or that, like, on this build that does not function out of here. But
well,
then
I mean, I think a broken scene, like a broken scene that doesn't work or somehow like hurts your avatar, hurts like the property. I know Rustan used to
Yep,
have buggy
hurt your
seats
neighbors.
that wouldn't let you in. But I don't know. I just think that there's like, we have the power to build so much that we just forget about those broken scenes. Like, I think all of our energy should just be to build, not to like, hey, let's take down the stuff that's not there. Like, let's build. Like, I haven't built on all my land. Like, I have so much that I need to build, and so I don't know. Like, that's in my mind. Like, that's the only thing I can control is what can I bring. What can I teach people who can learn how to build? I don't know.
Canessa, should I spend 10K on buying, or 10K mana on buying this roadside parcel?
I don't know. What are you gonna build on it?
Well, whatever I build on it better damn sure be worth 10K, man. I guess. Better have like 10K worth of mana and value.
Okay, so let me ask this, because I like two people, because I'm saying, hey, we just need more builders, but like, why do people not build on land? I have delegated so much land out to people, and then it doesn't get built on. And so like, is it like a knowledge? In my mind, I'm like, it's a knowledge thing. Like, people just don't know how to build. And I'm trying to do these Tuesday courses, like teaching people, like, you know, kind of like giving them more skills to build. But is it that? Is it ideas? Is it like there's just not enough room on like 1 or 2 parcels of land? You need like 20 parcels to build something good. Like, how do we get more people building?
That is a good question, because I mean, in this aspect, I can only speak on like my personal what stops me personally. Like yes, there's the creator hub. I know how to use the creator hub. I can build with the creator hub. But I don't want to build with the creator hub, because that's just like, as cool as those assets are, like I like those assets, but like for me personally, I need to go custom. So that would require me to go into Blender. Now, I have a full-time job, and a lot of the times after working all day, I like Blender seems like the last thing that I want to think about. And also, like, I mean, I've also had to be writing reports and doing a lot of other stuff on the back end. So you know, between even coordinating for 3 communities and blah 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 blah, like Blender is just one of those things that I need to like sit down and fully 100% give it my focus. And that's my hardest part, I guess, giving it my focus. So I can't just learn, I guess, or I can, but I just need to give more dedication and time, I guess. Clear my schedule for ever.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a long time in my mind to feel proficient at it. Like, it takes time, and it takes some of us longer. For me, I have to see something multiple times. Obviously, that's why you guys have a broken emo you're playing with, because Hayabusa told me something, and I'm like, shit. Okay, I totally forgot about that. So yeah, I get it. It's hard, and even when you think you know what you're doing, you might not know what you're doing. So and Creator Hub is awesome. Like, Old Guy is doing some stuff in the Creator Hub that I'm like,
yes,
bro, you are, I don't even know how to help you. Like, or somebody else is asking me for help. I'm like, I don't know. I can't do Creator Hub. It's so advanced now. So
yeah, in a way I feel like I need to drop everything else that I'm doing in order to like dedicate some time to learn Blender. Like, and yes, I agree, Old Guy's been doing amazing things on Creator Hub, but those are not all Creator Hub assets. Like, he's putting it together on Creator Hub. The aspect, like, you know, he's ascended into the Blender echelon.
Actually, I think a lot of that is AI, because I'm like, did you model this? He's like, no, I had AI. So I'm like, dang.
Hey,
there you go.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Hi,
Maybe.
Alan. Thanks for coming up.
Hi. Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to jump in and announce. Usually, yeah, I don't know. I just said, "Can I talk?" and it seems to let me. So,
Yeah,
if it's okay, can I address this idea of the broken scenes and what to do with them briefly?
absolutely.
I just for the record, I did like an hour long video describing my at least one aspect of my point of view on what to do with these old scenes. I want to say that I do find that having Decentraland covered in broken scenes, I know it's not completely covered, but they're all over the place, and everyone's gonna have a different definition of what is broken. But I think that there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that you could just clear up, and no one would care, no one would miss any of it, and it would beautify Decentraland, and I think it would make it a lot more visually appealing. Um, so I'm not suggesting like, hey, somebody put a picture of their friend here, and there's a little park bench, and it's this little scene, and that you don't touch. But there's a ton of scenes that are just like it's a piece of green grass and uh, just one single thing. Clearly, somebody bought a piece of land, went to Creator Hub, threw some grass down, put a thing on it, and left. You were asking about like why are people not building? I think there's a lot of this is my guess or a theory is that there's a lot of speculators that they'll hear about Decentraland, they'll go, that's weird, and they'll go to OpenSea and they'll go, maybe I should buy a chunk of land here just in case it goes crazy. And they buy a random chunk of land, whatever's the first one listed on the floor is, bunk, throw it in their wallet and never come back. I think that happens a lot. So and then in terms of determining which scenes should be like up for just bulldozing, like revert it to nature, I think it's pretty easy to determine which ones can go and which ones can stay. If there's any effort that's been put in by a user, and like you described, this is my scene, and there's rocks here, and I love it, and then I don't think those ones would be touched. But there's so many that are just like, boom, here's a scene, a one parcel thing that's just grass. So in the middle of all this nice nature that they've put in, you have this one sort of plot of green grass that just destroys the rest of the aesthetic, I think, around it. So in my video, if anyone wants to go and watch it, it's long and boring pretty much, but I think that there's an easy way to assess, like, look, this scene here would take somebody 1 minute to reassemble and put here, and that should be reverted to the land, to natural land. There's some little crappy building full of Z fighting. There's nothing in it. There's no art. There's nothing. It's just like, get rid of it, in my opinion. I don't think that anyone should be allowed to use that land. That are like, okay, we're gonna let so-and-so use this land and build whatever they want it. No, but I think reverting it to nature, somehow take a picture of it, save some metadata, and boom, it's just gonna be nature until this person shows back up again. My guess is that 99% of the people that this would affect will never even return or even say anything or even remember that they put this up 3 years ago. Sorry, there's the end of my rant. I think it's an easy, I just said it's the end, but I'll finish up by saying I think there's an easy way to clean up a number of the builds or scenes that look like shit, and I just think it'd be so easy, and it would make Decentraland look nicer. I think it's terrible wandering around and and this building doesn't work, the stairs don't work, and there's nothing, everything's Z fighting. I think we got to get rid of that stuff, but whatever. I'm just one person. I'll stop there.
The upside down billboards bother me. Throw that
Big
in there.
time. Yeah, sorry. Now, if the upside down billboard is like, okay, no, somebody put their logo here, there's something that like, maybe you don't touch it. If somebody actually built a scene and it's it's screwed up, that's not really their fault. But again, if you guys are interested, you can watch my video. I think I go through really in detail, I think, about what should go, what should stay, what should be done with the scenes that we want to just remove them. And what I'm suggesting would probably only affect, I don't know, 20%, 10% of the dead scenes. But I think it would be a start in terms of just starting to sweep a little bit and clean up. And my guess is that there's not a single person in existence that would complain about this. And the land would still be theirs. It would still be in their wallet. They have complete ownership of it. If they show up, hey, oh, where did my grass go? Well, hey, no problem. Here's how you put grass down. Click, done. Here, we'll do it for you. Done. Have fun. But anyway, there's so many
like
little...
a revert previous scene button or something like that.
Totally. Exactly. Yes. And it would be easy. I do think it's important. There's a lot of old scenes that are important to Decentraland's history, and I don't think anyone would say, delete it. I won't pick, there's a lot. There's scenes that aren't working. They're broken. They're SDK 6, but we know that those people put a lot of effort into them, and they're just sitting there, and they've moved on because of various reasons. I wouldn't touch any of those. Anyways, I think that you could come up with what would be the term? Curriculum? No. A set of standards where it's like, should this thing go? Well, they named the scene My Favorite Place, and they put a bench in a tree there and a picture of their dog. Okay.
Oh, you better not touch that, you monster.
Yeah. I've seen those scenes around. Okay. But that scene, okay, don't even touch it. Move on. Next. Then you go to the next scene. It's like, okay, there's nothing here.
Yeah, then the next scene is like, I hate this place. And it's like a piece of poop on the floor.
Geez, I'd almost say that has to stay. Weird.
No. Sorry, go ahead.
I just think that there's an easy way to do a sweep that would clear up a lot of the junk, and no one would miss it, and Decentraland would look better. And it's important, like, if we need Decentraland to flourish and stay healthy in order for all of our land to be of any use. So I think this is a communal thing where, like, look, sorry, buddy, your green grass and tree goes, but it's so that you can come back in 5 years and put whatever you want on it. So whatever we can do to make the experience better, I think we should do it just for I don't want to say like for the survival of the platform, but for the benefit of everyone.
So then I have two questions. The first one, like, at what point would we notice a difference? Like, how much land would have to be converted like this where people are like, oh, it's better now? Like, is that 10% of the map? Is it 20% of the map? Because if it's 30% of the map, but you're still dropping into, like very simple, basic builds, then is it even worth it? And then my second question is, like, are landowners obligated to build on their land? Because I know who I'm looking at all of us guys, like, if we're buying up giant parts of land and letting them sit, are we becoming part of the problem?
I think that's different. To address your second point or question here first, I personally, this is just my opinion, obviously, like everything I say, but if you buy chunks of land and just let it sit there, I personally don't have a problem with it. Because it's still going to fit in with the surrounding environment. Personally, I don't mind wandering through the forest or through the wilderness when it all seems coherent. And then your first. So that's one other thing. If there are people like us that are buying chunks of land and not building on it, I mean, I think it's safe to say that there's plans to eventually build on it. You can't be building on every single thing.
You can talk to the person or like be like, hey, can you delegate this land to someone that wants to build on it?
Yeah. I mean, there's things you can do with it. I think, buying a big chunk of land and then putting a Z fighting piece of crap that with white noise on the scene's not helpful. But leaving it as nature temporarily, or until there's somebody that approaches you and says like, hey, can I build on here? Like, absolutely, sure, you know. And the first question, you know, what percentage needs to be cleaned up? I mean, frankly, if 2 crappy scenes are removed out of the 90,000 plots, I'm happy. I mean, I think it's one at a time. And personally, I'd say, you know, everything in baby steps. So like if 10% of the crap is wiped and no one has an argument or anything against it, I think that's a benefit. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't know if I'd put a percentage on it. I think just start getting rid of the ugly Z fighting buildings that are broken. And now, if that, again, I talk about it really carefully in my video, but if there's any effort by the user to make it unique and something that has any kind of artistic value or any kind of like, you know, use or something, then I think it should stay, at least for this round of cleanup. But I think that there's so many scenes. I have wandered around Decentraland a lot, and there's a lot of these crappy scenes that could be wiped and no one would care, and everything would look sharper. And as a quick example, you know, Pepe and I bought a bunch of land up north, and there's some dead scenes next to us, and it's just one of them is it's a black cube. It's just a black cube, and right next to it is a green cube, and they're useless. I don't think the owner's ever coming back, and if they do, and they say, "Where's my black cube?" Like, okay, well, hey, I'd say call Alan Howick. He'll put a black cube on your land.
Yeah, he'll go into Blender and make you a black cube.
Yeah. So, you know, occasionally there's gonna be somebody that comes in and says, "Hey, I'm irate. I put my little scene here 3 years ago, and I came back and it's gone." Like, okay, no worries. We've saved the data. We're just trying to, you know, clean up and make Decentraland a better place, and we're happy to just republish your scene. Here you go. Give us 24 hours, and boom, there you go. So, anyways, sorry. I think it's vital. That's what I like. I personally love. Well, I like walking around Decentraland and finding new places. And when you hit a patch of like, it's just a bunch of junk from 2020, and it's like, this looks like shit, and it's kind of embarrassing. Like, yeah, go and explore. Whenever I tell somebody, hey, yeah, go and explore, have fun, I'm like, oh my god, what are they gonna run into? You know, they could hit a cool scene, they could hit Pennies in Purgatory, or they could hit a stretch of like Z fighting garbage and go, this place is a gong show that looks like it's 10 years old, and they'd leave. So I'm sorry, I'm ranting. I'm really passionate about this. I want Decentraland to look nicer, and this would be a way to start beautifying it, little by little. You know, and in like a year from now, there's always gonna be discussions about this. I think for years and years to come. What do we do with the broken scenes? Because at some point, I assume there's gonna be an SDK 8. I don't know, in a year, in 5 years, some point, and then it's gonna break buildings. So this is something that we're gonna probably have to deal with for the entire existence of Decentraland. What to do with old broken buildings that look like crap and don't add to the environment in any way, except for some like slightly negative way.
So on that, you know, Alan, we used to complain about the land whales that would buy land and then not build on it, and like I think at the time, you know, we had a few parcels. I might have had like 10. Sin had 1. But now that's changed, where our friends have like 50 parcels, 100 parcels. Like we literally are able to move the compass by ourselves. Like collectively in this area, I think we have like 300 parcels. And so now I feel more pressure to build on it. And I'm looking, at Mount Mana right here, like at the top. If somebody teleported in here, there's a lot of moving stuff, and hopefully it's obvious how to interact with the scene. Then down at the bottom, there's ice skating. Close by, there's the bobsled, there's the curling. M has like a cool, cars with art gallery being built. So like this is a great part of the map to drop somebody in, because there's a lot going on. And I'm thinking like if this area, like the kind of the where all the cheap land is going up for sale, like if we can, just because we already this is the part of the map that has the largest concentration of active users, if we can build up areas like this that then has more going on, and like if people host events here, there's a better chance of people just randomly walking around. I think that like we have to build, like we owe it to, like in my mind, I'm not going to tell anybody to do anything. In my mind, if I'm going to own this much of Decentraland, I have to build on it. And like, maybe I'm not building as fast as I want, but I have to create like things that are beautiful and then like able to be used on their own without a party happening, like that passive evergreen content. Like you just show up and you understand what to do. Like you can appreciate it, or you can participate in it without having like event hosts there. But like, yeah, I mean, we are owning a significant part of the map now. And so even if it's like, because I own random little chunks, all over the map. It's like, maybe I put in a billboard there that's like, it's always sunny at the cantina, and like teleport there now. Like bring people to this one spot on the map that like people are actively building out. Because it's a big empty map, if not. And there's good places, just not so good.
There's a ton of land. I see Jake has his hand up, so I'll just say a quick thing here and back off. There's a ton of land to fill up with stuff. I mean, it's funny. I could be accused. I bought some land near CBD, and I haven't put anything on it yet. Now, everyone works at their own pace. Everyone has their own skills. Not all, like you're one of the few people, Vanessa, that can like really like, boom, I'm gonna build this and slap it in there. Like you're a very small minority of people that have that skill, I think, to some degree, who is active. So I think we got to be patient with it. It's going to take some time, and I think if real users are collecting chunks of land to keep in our hands and to make sure that there are good things that will be built on them, I think that's okay. Again, I mean, there's a ton of land out there right now for sale, so I don't consider that an issue. But I'll stop and I'll just
No, thank you. And I can't see Jake's hand up. So if we've been ignoring you, I think I haven't seen it up. I don't know if you can see it, Sin.
I don't see it now, but I did see it earlier.
I see it up
but
right
Jake,
now.
take it away.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing that Sin was saying. Like, I want to do these things, and I was mentioning this back when I first started coming to these. Some of us, man, it's like I want the space, I want the build or the place, but I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know that I would really put in the time to create something like I've seen what you guys have been doing, Kanessa, Make. But I'm really interested in looking at what you guys are building, and I'm still in the same position I was a while back, like buying something. Would you sell, like the way you did the Winterfest? I didn't know on your land that you could build a scene, deploy it, take it away, put a different scene on there. Like, could you buy a scene? Because if somebody out there has a scene that they would sell that would fit on my spot, I would buy that right now. Whether I can change it, modify it or not, I would do that, deploy it to my scene to make something that I can mess with. And then yeah, I got something because I want to do this stuff, but it's like when I pull up the Creator Hub and then I pull up Blender, it's like I'm in the sin category where it's kind of like, oh, all this
It's
stuff I got.
Chinese.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like 100% honest. I'm really not that interested in putting in the time and effort to figure this out beyond maybe like some of the simple stuff where it's like, let's say for example, Vanessa built a scene. I bought that from you. I would like to know some of the very, very simple basics. So I'm not trying to pester you over every little thing. Like, hey, I want to change this little thingy on the scene. How do I do that? You know, like that, to figure out how to do that. That's me going to your Tuesday events and learning how to use these programs a little bit. But I think you guys that are builders, like, to answer that question, why isn't Decentraland getting developed? My question to you is, offer me a place that I can purchase and let me put it on my lot and I'll do that. But like, you know, trying to build this stuff you guys are doing is like, when I look at it, I'm like, this is way out of my league. Like, this stuff's crazy. Like, I don't know how long it took to build the Winterfest place, but when I'm looking at that, like right now, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. It's cool. God, if I could have that, I would definitely have it, hands down, and enjoy it for a month or something, you know?
Jake, this was recycled. I did recycle the buildings. Some of them are from Oktoberfest. Some of them are from like Christmas scenes. So that helped incredibly. And then it took like 3 weeks to piece it all together. And it was a headache. It was not easy to build because it's not a square shape of land. It's like all curvy. Gosh, you know, like maybe people like me need to do a better job of being like, I could make this for people. Like, I haven't tried to sell anything to people other than just emotes and a few wearables. There are people out there that do, like, I know KJ Walker makes builds, Mr. Dingia makes builds, and if there was an easier way to do it, like, God, I would love that. Like make a build and put it out there. That would be like a full-time job. I because I love making this stuff. But then, yeah, like the cantina is like the home. That's what I'm always going to keep on that land. And back when I had like the 9-piece where we used to be, I would always make scenes and switch them out. So, yeah, like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just there's a place in Decentraland called the Decentraland Studios, and it was funded through a grant. So I don't know if they still do it because it's not funded through a grant anymore. And a lot of times things like that, if they don't get paid, they don't upkeep it. But you could go in there and you could look for a build studio to build you something. And then, you know, that like you would work personally with them. Like Low Poly Models is owned by KJ Walker. You would talk to them and you'd pay them directly to build you the thing that they want. I mean, I'm bad at marketing myself. So what I said in chat is, anybody that doesn't want to build on their land, just like delegate your land to me and I'll build something cool for you. I don't know what it'll be, or like tell me what your ideas are. Because I totally understand you about not wanting to learn something. Like, that's how I feel about coding. I don't want to learn coding. I love modeling. I love 3D modeling. Like, I wish I could find somebody that liked coding and we could just work together and I make the scene and then throw it to them and they code the shit out of it. And we've done that before with Madamus for the birthday party for CBD, and it worked so well. So I think there's a lot of value in knowing what you want to do and then knowing what you don't want to do. Like that's so important, to be like, I don't want to learn that. I don't want to learn Blender. Because, you know, finding somebody that wants to do that thing you don't want to do is so important. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a way that like we could make something that you want to have on there, and like I could make like the, you know, the skeleton, the big part of it, and then show you how to like customize it to yourself. Like, and that's why I try to do the Tuesday classes, just to teach other people. Like I could keep all that knowledge to myself and try to just be like making money, creating stuff. But to me, like that's the decentralization of knowledge is like, that's why I was a teacher. Like, that's what teachers do. They don't keep that in their head. They they try to share it. So yeah, I don't know how to do that like in a bigger scale, like where I could build for people and then they could take it and put it on their land, other than say like, hey, if you have an idea, maybe we could like somehow co-create it. Because I'm thinking like if somebody wanted a Winterfest build on their land and they have a 9-piece, like I could do that in a heartbeat. Like almost like a building coalition, have a bunch of people that want to like build together on stuff. Would be so cool to have.
You could build stuff and just sell people a GLB file. I mean, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, I think eventually there'll be some kind of marketplace for these types of. So right now you can buy names, you can buy land, you can buy wearables and emotes. I imagine sometime like a year from now, there'll be a marketplace for objects and items or assets and buildings and GLB files. I would quickly point out to Jake, for what it's worth, I think building in Decentraland right now is infinitely easier than it was. Let's go back to like the web browser version, where if you didn't know how to like hard code stuff or use like Blender really well, forget about it. Then, you know, with the new client and the Creator Hub, it got way easier. And I would say that in the last year, as they've been slowly improving Creator Hub, it's getting even easier and easier, to the point where like I would guess a year from now, Jake, you just like, I built this in half an hour with a few clicks and a couple prompts, and I'm happy with it. Even right now, there are template builds that you can slap onto your land. I haven't played around with this, so don't quote me, but you know, then you can then alter and add things to these buildings pretty easily in Creator Hub. So like, it's not that far away where you're gonna be able to build something that you think is pretty cool and fun and functional. So I just throw that out there.
Yeah, and Jake, if you have ideas, because as Alan was talking, I was thinking like, and I've always wanted to do this, but there's reasons that I haven't, but just having a thread in CBD where we could upload models to it. And the reason I wouldn't want to do that is just safety and security, where you don't want to be like downloading, you know, stuff, or have like a Google Drive. I mean, that's the sad part of like having security concerns of if we open that up and we're like, here, everybody, here's a bunch of cool models you can use for your land. All it takes is one bad actor to put their, you know, really cool model in that somehow is compromised. And then we've offered a way for people to hurt you. And so that is what has stopped me from that. I know Angzar Plaza did basically like a IKEA catalog of assets that you could download and had them on display at Angzar for a while. I don't know if they've stayed at like current with that. The problem with doing that, I think that the reason they have not had like a 3D asset marketplace is that if I make the coolest snowman and Alan downloads it, and then Alan's like, here guys, I bought the snowman for $5. You guys all want it? He can just, because it's a GLB, it's not an NFT, he can just send it to everybody. So it would have to be like a unique NFT that you couldn't do that with. And I don't know how that would be done.
I mean, like on Decentraland, I mean, we have our wearables that are like, when you publish them, they become, you know, they're NFTs. Like you put them up on the marketplace, and what people are minting is an NFT. Why can't it be the same for like an asset? Just a regular asset, but instead of like, you know, this asset or this NFT showing up in your backpack, it's showing up in your Creator Hub.
Yeah, I mean, these are kind of like questions getting to the point where I wish somebody from Foundation was here. I know Olava came through, but like that'd be a them question, to be like, is this even feasibly like possible? Because if it is, like, where it would almost need to be like wrapped Bitcoin or something. It would be need to be like a wrapped GLB where you don't have access to the GLB, but you have the NFT, which represents itself in GLB form to put into the scene, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally valid concern, Knessa, and a totally reasonable solution. Sinful. It makes me think of when MetaZone was operating. Those knuckleheads. They had a marketplace for assets that worked as NFTs that had to be traded, and they were unique, and you could upload them onto your land. It was really complicated. This was a couple of years ago. So, I mean, it is doable, I think. And, in terms of security concerns, I mean, I hate to be the cynic. I don't know. I think the security concerns are just going to increase over time as more people show up. I mean, we're living currently in this odd atmosphere where there's this huge platform, and there's let's be honest, not a lot of us using it, and it's kind of controllable, or like who you're dealing with, but I mean, if you start getting, let's hope, 1,000, 10,000 daily users in here, I don't know. I think security might become like the number one issue, not whether or not your backpack's working or not. So I don't know, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I know, I think so. And I think maybe we will just completely change how we interact, where we don't have like an entire wallet full of items. We have like our uniform, or we have like our 5 uniforms that we stick with, and all the beautiful good stuff is, tucked securely away on like multiple ledgers. And, that might be the future that we look at. I don't know. Okay, what about okay, because I keep coming back to like, why aren't people building? Because I used to think like when the bull run was going off and land was like 15 grand, it was obvious people weren't building because they didn't have land to build on, and there was no rental place option. Couldn't rent land yet. And I would delegate land to people, on anybody. Like at one point I had all my land delegated out to people. But sadly, like out of all the land that I have delegated, it is so rare that anybody actually uses it. Like Mary Shark on Face Moon, I tell Mary, you can build here as long as you want, because Mary built something and then like did something with it for a long time. So my point with that is like, I was just like giving away land here. Who wants to build? Just build on it. And Oddjob used to have this theory with like giving out wearables that people would appreciate it more if they had to work for it. Because I would just like give away wearables. And he was like, hey, come over here. Hit your emote button 3 times and then I'll give you a wearable. And then like, it was a little bit harder just to get the thing. So my thought with land, giving it out, is like, what if we had a mentorship program that people could sign up for? And like, yes, you get the land to build on, but you have to go through like you have to go through a little bit of like, not work, but you have to
Gotta hang out with us.
yeah, well, like you have to
With a
learn about the
builder.
platform. Like we'll teach you how to do it. We'll teach you how to do this. We'll answer any questions. We'll walk around Genesis Plaza with you. Like my thought was to open it up to people. And Sin, I had this idea a while ago, but like I could connect people. I could connect somebody with Alan. This is your mentor for the next 2 months of this program, like real short, just, or I don't know, 12 weeks or a month or something. But like, this is your mentor. So anytime you don't know something, this is the person to go to. Like you have an immediate friend. You guys can go to parties together. Like they have somebody to ask questions for, but like, hopefully at the end of that program, they would, if they do the program, if they build, if they show that they're kind of doing stuff, you get the land to build on for free for 6 months or something like that, but make it like guide people a little bit more. Otherwise, I'm just personally like in my mind struggling with it. But like, Jake, what you got your hand up? Now I can see your hand.
Okay, so instead of trying to get other people to develop and build Decentraland, why don't we do it for them and work together between people that are interested in buying and speculating on land, and builders that want to build stuff. I'll buy the land. I'll put the capital out there to buy the land. You bring forth your knowledge, put together the scene in an interacting way where you can sell the thing as a complete unit to some people. That's something also I think that can be kind of a big problem right now, is like people will come into this right off the bat. You can go to like Make's Party. That's a pretty obvious one that you'll see right away if you're a new user. This is super awesome, right? Like you're at this place, we're doing screen share, we're doing all these cool things. Then as time goes on, you start to figure out all the hoops you got to jump through to have this thing, to do this. You might start to lose interest. Well, if you already had one of those available for sale on the marketplace, where the land itself comes with something like that, it comes with the screen is already there. It comes with the spot. It comes with the everything. And you can buy this where, boom, you can be up and running and doing an event right away. That might actually get people more interested in coming into this stuff.
Yeah, like, so you buy the land, I make a club called, I don't okay, don't be naughty, Kenessa. Let's say the Penguin Club. And then somebody can come in and buy the Penguin Club, and they're buying the land and the parcel. That's a good idea.
So you're doing it like on a separate entity, whereas like, let's look at it in the real world. Like, let's say I'm a developer. I'm looking for land to buy, and I'm looking to hire a builder to build a place, or I'm looking for a house or something that a builder offers. You're putting scenes, like what I can see happening with what you're doing right now, and you kind of don't even realize you're doing this. You're kind of advertising your builds by when you change out from Locatina to your winter place. Like you're advertising, look at my builds. And I'm over here looking at this stuff like, man, if I could buy this parcel over here and I could put the Winterfest on that, I want to put that on the marketplace and sell it as an entire unit. That's what I want to do. That's my whole goal right now, is to try to find places to sell, because somewhere out there is a streamer out there that has a huge following with kids, that if I can put together a parcel and a setup for him that he's interested in, he will buy that and get his following of kids to come into Decentraland, and he will host events and his kids will go to that. Also, I can recognize that like Cube Man has been making these super cool shoes. So if those kids can come in here, go to his event, I have these cool shoes that these kids are going to want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to throw it out there that I think all these tools are already in place. Like if you want to put something on your land, a building, or you have something in mind, there's lots of people that can do it and help you, and you just have to ask around, I think. Should it be a smoother, easier workflow to get there? Yeah, for sure. But quickly to address the question you were asking earlier, why are there not more people building in Decentraland? I would quickly say it's because it's complicated, it's intimidating, it's time consuming. Not everyone has a creative vision, even to start with, to know what they want to build. So you're really getting down to the tiniest amount of people that are like, that check all the boxes that can and will build a Decentraland. Can you get a MetaMask wallet to work? Yes. Like, can you interact with other human beings, in a functional way to get your questions answered? Do you know how to troubleshoot? How many things in Decentraland don't work the first 2 times you try it, but the 3rd time it pushes through? I mean, that building Decentraland is still extremely difficult, I think, for quote unquote a normie. The expression, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't teach it to drink. There's a very small amount of people that are even going to be interested in Decentraland at this point. I'm always amazed. Like, one of the reasons it's a cool place is that everyone here has gotten through the 5 stages of I'm now in Decentraland. Like, how many people just like, I can't get my MetaMask wallet to work. Journey's over, I can't log in. Journey's over. Like, I went to just no one even talked to me. Journey's over. Like, so those of us still here have pushed through for years now. But anyways, I'm rambling. That's why there's not more people building. I think in a year from now, it'll be way easier to build, whether it's with Cursor and Creator Hub. And I mean, frankly, the Creator Hub updates are coming so fast that I can't keep up. I'm okay with Creator Hub, but man, there's so many things and tools in there that I haven't even touched yet. It's incredible. So the building will come with time, I think. Like everything in Decentraland, we want it to happen tomorrow, or yesterday. But I think what keeps happening is that they keep updating it, and we keep pushing right to the limit and breaking it over and over again. Like, okay, you can do this now. Like, okay, cool. Oh, it doesn't work. Well, yeah, but you've pushed it beyond what it was even made to do. So it's a weird, slow process that we're going through, I think, and it should get better. I'll stop there.
No, I love it, Alan. I mean, maybe a lot of the people here are builders, but like, I think even that word we need to redefine, because we're all building something. Like, even the people in this room that don't know Blender, like, you're building a community, or you're building a brand, or you're building a fellowship. Like, it doesn't need to look, not all building is done in Blender. And so I think that it's like we're planting the seeds that will grow later. But I think that term building, like, it is actually easier to build in Blender than it is to build a community that trusts itself and like trusts each other and can weather the storms. I mean, we've been through it. Like, it's not always peaches and fun. And I think that, yeah, like this has been a great conversation, because maybe I've been looking at it wrong. Like, in my mind, I'm like, if I can just teach people the skills, they can build more, and like that's the missing link. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's like some people that'll work, some people they'll take it and they'll run, but like maybe there's a different gap that I need to address. And maybe I should just start. It would be kind of cool to build like a venue and then like outfit it as if it's like this cool rave, like glitchy neon lights, and then take the same framework but then outfit it as if it's an art gallery, and then the same framework outfit it as if it's like a gentleman's club, like, and then show people that like you could, here you go, which matches your vision, because that's a shit I get to spend all day. I guess interior decorating.
I go for it, Jake.
Yeah, no, I was going to say exactly what Vanessa was doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I think that you should keep building the scenes that you're doing. You should keep doing more of it and deploying them to your spots and hosting events so that we can come see them. But I definitely think that you should keep in mind, like, someone like myself, based on what I just said, like being open to trying to figure out how could I purchase the scene from you, that someone might want to purchase that scene from you. They might want to deploy it on either on their scene to use it for themselves, or like I said, deploy it on a scene to try to market their land, to try to get more users here. You know what I mean? More people involved. How can you do that and do it in a way that's like doesn't get exploited too bad, where someone takes your file like we were talking about and then just spreads it off to everybody else, and now everybody's got Winterfest scene deployed to their land everywhere, right? But you want to do it where we can modify it to some degree. And the other thing to keep in mind is like, it's easy to, you're looking at this stuff like it's easy, but to everybody else it's not. So also the fear of somebody else taking one of your builds, even with the ability to modify it, just like in the real world, I'll build you a house. I've built 3 of them. Good luck doing anything to that thing on your own. I bet you'll be calling somebody to come into that house and do flooring on it, or do the roofing on it, or do any of that shit. To me, it's easy. These things are easy to me, but you know. That's it.
Yeah, totally. And Jake, that's why a lot of the stuff that I've shared, it's like, okay, if I share how to make a moving collider, like on the ski jump or the snowboard, like then that tech that I've like learned, anybody can go do that. And that's exactly why I've shared it, because it's like, if you want to, go ahead, because like there's so many little parts that break in the meantime. Same with emotes. Like I make a ton of emotes, and you can see the one today. It's not working. Like I'm still making mistakes. So it's like the one exactly how to make. Whoa, Sin, you're fired. Go back.
Sorry
Go to
about
your.
that. No, little did you know, I actually rescued the space CBD over here got kicked out of its own space, and you know how there's like countdown.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Sorry, go continue.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, yeah, I think, Jake, I guess, just like hearing you say that, like, because I knew nothing about Blender when I started Decentraland, actually quit Decentraland in like 2019 because I couldn't do the SDK. I couldn't build. Everything was too hard. And I was like, you know what? This is the worst decision of my life. I can't build what I want to. And then like came back in 2021, and then all my friends started learning stuff and they were publishing wearables, and I still felt like I was not able to do anything. So like I think in my head that's where I'm still at. Like that's my mentality. But I've slowly like tried to just learn stuff. And so maybe in my head I'm like, yeah, this is not that complicated because I'm not good at it. And then maybe I need to like just realize like, nope, I can do a few things. And yeah, and like this has been a really fruitful conversation. I think just it's helped me kind of shine light on some things that I like, the parts of the learning gaps that I don't know what the learning gaps are. It's helped me to like turn on the lights in the room, maybe, if that makes sense.
Anytime, teach.
I think you need to kick back and let people come to you. I'll throw it there, like, I think if Decentraland has all the resources and information and help available, ready to go easily for people, then when the right people show up, they can go, oh, click, oh, okay, thanks for that. Yep, oh, got it. Okay, I'm off and running. I sometimes think that Decentraland probably only really appeals to maybe, I don't know, am I crazy? 1 in 100 people. And then, like, out of all the human beings. So now, out of those 1 out of 100 people that Decentraland would appeal to, what percentage of those could actually get anything done, or have any knowledge about anything? So then you're looking at maybe, I don't know, 10% of those 1 in 100 can go, oh, okay, oh yeah, I've used Blender a bit. Oh yeah, I can hook my MetaMask wall up. Yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, okay, I know how the chat works here. Great. And they're off and running. So making things work well for those people that can show up and contribute and enjoy it and have fun and build with us, that's key, I think. Most people just won't get it. I think for me, the 2 biggest barriers for building in Decentraland would be Blender and coding. The 2 big ones. I do stick with Creator Hub. I actually think that you can build a pretty functional, reasonable little cool scene in Creator Hub alone, which I think is great. And I've done that. I've made little buildings, and you click the button and it does this, and there's a video screen you can stream to, and like it. So I feel, I'm kind of rambling, but a lot of the education that, let's say office hours and stuff like this is for like, okay, hey, now that you're like 3 rabbit holes deep and you want to add a function where if you click 3 buttons, this thing falls from the sky, like, whoa, like back it up, guys. Like, make it so easy and so obvious on how to use Creator Hub, the basics of it, and then everything can grow from there. I think there just doesn't feel to be there doesn't seem to be a middle ground. It's either we're talking SDK and like AI, freaking vibe coding, when the Creator Hub is sitting right there for any newbie with no coding, no Blender, nothing, can build a scene. Here's a template. I added my favorite NFTs to the wall. Boom, done. Like I changed the name. Like it's good to go. So that should be exploited more, I think. Again, just to reiterate, like when I'm watching an office hours meeting, I'm like, look, this is all so beyond what I'm trying to get like the trigger boxes to work. So when a guy walks into the building, it makes a sound go off. Like I just want the music playing in my build or something. Like the basics are unclear, and we've jumped the gun with all this AI stuff. It's amazing, but I'll say one last time, Creator Hub is super powerful and not being used to its potential by like somebody like you, Jake, that like I think in an afternoon, it's a lot of trial and error and muscle memory. But Creator Hub is something I can guarantee you'd pick it up. If somebody put a gun to your head and said, sit down, it's Monday morning, Friday night, I want to see a building on your land, you'd have a cool building. And it would work, and then you could build on top of that, and then you could start getting somebody to make a GLB file that have this weird little animated creature in the corner, and like you can build off of Creator Hub as a base. I think I'll stop.
I love it, Alan. I think that you're spot on. I think everything you're saying, and I wonder sometimes, like my Tuesday class, like I started with doing the absolute basics, and I kind of worked like through a lot of what I know in the Creator Hub, and then now it's like either too complex, like in Creator Hub, and I haven't learned it yet. And that's why I was like, well, wait, we need to learn Blender. So I don't know. I'm like, should I go back to like just all the basics in the Creator Hub? Because the office hours are too complicated for me. When I go there and I try to listen, I can't keep up. Like my brain it doesn't work very well for listening. I'm not a good listener. I maybe got through college by like asking my friends, what did we just do? Like, what did the teacher just say? But I'm a doer, and I have to do it like multiple times, and then it sticks. But like, I'm not good at just a lot of learning styles. So yeah, sometimes I don't know what I should be doing with the Tuesday class. Like simple Blender or simple Builder or what? I don't know.
Creator Hub.
Creator Hub?
In my opinion, if like I'll be honest, like the stuff that you do with Blender is way above my brain, and like I've probably sat and watched and listened to people working on Blender more than like 99.999% of people on this planet. So I still don't have the courage or the willpower to start using it myself. But I do listen to your classes. And I am trying to absorb through osmosis, the smallest amount of information I can gather. So when I do sit down, and I know that I can, when I sit down to Blender again, I can go and watch your classes for sure. So they are there as a resource that I know exists, and I will almost guarantee at some point here in my future life, I will sit down and watch your videos. So if your video or whoever's, Creator, like a nice 10-minute video of like, welcome to Creator Hub. Maybe it exists out there, but here are the most important things. Here's an item. This is how you put it on the land. This is how you alter it, because I feel like actually a lot of the Creator Hub working techniques do apply to Blender in terms of having a 3D item or asset that you are rotating, stretching, built, adding function to. So this, I think, Creator Hub, knowledge will make Blender easier for most people, rather than trying to learn Blender and then backing up into Creator Hub. So like the things that I want to know how to do is to use, like, all those little tools in Creator Hub, and there's tons of them now. Trigger areas, states, making things invisible, using the admin tool to have something happen on the scene while people are there, removing something, or there's so many cool triggers, and you can create basic games or experiences, I think, that are really awesome with Creator Hub. I mean, and I'll just I loved, not to, Pennies in Purgatory, almost everything that building, for the most part, was created in Creator Hub in terms of triggers and delays and the heads popping up and all these sort of the sound, all these things were done in Creator Hub. We used little bits of code to kind of tweak a couple things, but it was really limited. I'll just say it one last time. All the tools, I think, in Creator Hub are crazy. Like, they've created a game building mechanics that's a collection of drop-down menus. And it's like, so knuckleheads like me can, one by one, go through these. Click, 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 go to preview. Did it work? No, click, click, click. It's tough, though, and I think help figuring that stuff out, man, opens up so many things for everyone. So I'll stop.
Yeah, so I did do a video. I pinned it up at the top. That's my, I think, intro to Creator Hub. I like, so I'm fascinated by like different learning styles. I'm thinking I need to make just short snippets, like digestible chunks, because even the if you watch the lives that I do every Tuesday, that's still like an hour long, and it's a lot of talking, and I don't think we need all the talking. Like, I think the videos I want to make are going to be silent and like no chit chat, just here's how to do it. Because at least for me, that's like, if there's a video that's like an hour long, I only need the 45 seconds where somebody is weight painting to the arm bone. That's like the part that I need. So I don't know, maybe I will do that. I know there's some things, obviously emotes in Decentraland that still, I think the documentation we have, like, it just drives me nuts and I can't find what I'm looking for. So yeah, that's good input. I really want to like break down these things so that we can make them even more attainable for people, but then also just understand that like it might not be like, maybe we're just never gonna teach somebody Blender, and that's okay. Like, maybe they don't need to learn that. Like, they're too busy being a DJ to learn Blender. That was like our friend Buffalo. He said it so perfectly. He was like, I don't want to be a builder. I'm a DJ. I just want to DJ. And it was like, yeah, and you should just DJ. Like, we shouldn't force people to do everything, a jack of all trades, because then you're good at a lot, but not great at many, if that makes sense.
I don't want to be a builder. I just want to be the best show host in the world, Kanessa.
You're already there, man.
Okay, maybe now I can start building then.
Mission accomplished. Get your ass into Creator Hub.
yeah. Well, now looks like my only mission has been accomplished. So I guess now I can be a builder. Sorry, Kanessa.
No. I mean, but okay, then like I think that to do that, like at some point, then you either have to learn how to do it or you have to pay somebody to do it, and that's just life.
Yep, I was prepared to open my wallet at some point. Yep.
Smaller chunks are better these days, I think. Let's face it, attention spans are probably dropping like a rock. Specific little bits of information. I think your videos are great, though, and you know what? They're in the bank. And they're there, and they're going to be there forever. And I think most people have to go through a process a few times to figure it out. you know, in terms of even just teaching a lesson and using video and live streaming it in a world. I mean, you're juggling a whole bunch of stuff here, so it's going to take, all of these things take time to refine. I always call it muscle memory. Like, I used to spend night after night just streaming into one of my buildings alone, just for the hell of it, not even doing anything. It's just sitting there, and then I'd change something up, and it, you know, I did this a lot. But now I feel like when I sit down to OBS, it's like, yeah, okay, blip, 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 and you know, all the basics I feel I understand now, and so now my attention can be at making it better and troubleshooting when things go wrong, and the basics are just second nature. So hopefully it'll be like that with Blender someday, where it's like, okay, here we go, and you know, I just sit there and make donuts over and over again for a month, you know, to the point where it's like, okay, I can open this, I know where my save file is, I know how to freaking, I know these buttons, I finally set up a screen where I like what the tools are, where I like them. So yeah, it's a long, brutal process, to be honest. I think that's why it's so hard to get people to build. There's just a lot going on.
I think so too. And I think also, like, because the other question I was thinking in my head is like, maybe it's not a skill issue, maybe it's like an inspiration issue, because it's, I mean, even though like I have the skills to build anything I want, when I go build a scene, I'm like, oh snap, what do I build? And especially like the more land you have, I'm looking at some landowners in here, I would say it's actually harder, like, to get your idea. It's easier to build on one piece with an idea than it is on 50, because you have to magnify all of that. Like, when I went from building on a 9-piece parcel to the cantina, I was like, yeah, I'm like so excited. And then I got in the builder, I'm like, oh, fuck me. Like, this is huge. Like, I can't, like, what? Because I'd make my idea and then I'd put it in world. I was like, okay, this is hard, because, you know, if you have one piece of land, you have to be really efficient, and you just have enough for a tiny little house. When you have all that, it's like, it's overwhelming. It's actually like a tidal wave. You're like, what do I build here? I have so much land. What do I build? And I got to this point where I couldn't build on it because I was so afraid of building it wrong the first way. And then that's how my mind sees it. I would draw, like in Argentina is where I came up with all the ideas for the cantina, but I thought I was going to build it on one piece of land. So I have all these like sketches for a small piece of land. And then when I was able to get this much land, it was like a new challenge that I did not think I was going to have. And then building on 38 pieces of land, that was just different, because it was like putting snow. I pretty much could just put snow everywhere that this wasn't going to be. But anyway, my thought is like coming down to the actual inspiration of the land, because if you say I'm going to build like a ski lodge, that can look 5,000 different ways, or like a cantina, seaside, you know, place with a pool and palm trees. Like, well, what color is it going to be? Is it going to be like rustic aesthetic? Like, is it going to be upscale? Is it going to be, you know, like, what is it going to be? And that's where like using AI helped me so much, because I would just put in my ideas like cantina, rustic, seaside, and then it would start spitting ideas out. And it'd be like late at night, I'd be, you know, laying in bed just like looking at all of these, and then suddenly it would pop up like something that was bright and colorful. It's like, ooh, okay, that, I like that. And then it helped me narrow down that I wanted like pink and green for the colors. I wanted it built into the rock, and lighthouse, had to have a lighthouse, palm trees. But I just wonder too about like, people don't, like, they have the land, they want the building, but that inspiration piece is also like, you need the interior designer or the architect to tell you like what to build or like how to build it. And so I think too, like teaching people how to use like AI, or like look at vision boards, or like go walk through Decentraland, find a scene that you love. Like that, the little ski patrol house up there, I tried to replicate the ski lodge that I made like 4 years ago, and it looked like shit, but I loved the aesthetic of it, like the space. I actually really loved it, even though it was so low tech. So maybe helping, heck, that's where, like, if we just built example scenes and put them out there for people to kind of walk through, they could be like, yeah, I like that one. Oh, and Sin and I know. Sin, the land that he bought years ago, there was a really cool scene on it. But we knew as soon as he was going to deploy, that scene was gone. So, like, I went through it with video, tried to take pictures so I could, like, try to replicate the vibe of it, because it was only one piece of land, but it was really big and it looked spacious and airy. So I guess that's where having an architect too is like really important.
And to add on to like the intimidation factor kind of thing, I also, and this happens to me, it's like I always say I have this dream of having pop up like or Mew merch shops all over Decentraland, roadside land. But like it's like when I like actually sit down and like think, okay, so if I wanted this building, this shop, what needs to be on it? And then it starts to become like daunting. It's like me starting to think, okay, there would be a display case. What would be on that display case? There's going to be this table. What is going to be on this table? And it's like just becomes more and more daunting of like what other asset needs to be made on Blender in order to like make it come to life.
And I think that's where being being able to execute and knowing which branches to trim and kill, because like for me, for this scene towards the end, I had a list of all the shit I had to do, and I was like, this idea dies right here, I cannot do it. And then this idea, yeah, it can live a little bit longer, but I cannot, like, I think like anything, like remember how CK was so good at getting us to create events and like do shit on time. I think because we were all a little bit scared. But like CK could kind of keep us in line with like, is that worth doing, or is that just going to take up time and we're not going to get it done? And if that's the case, then it stops right here. So like being a good like event planner or organizer is part of it too. Like knowing what ideas to let bloom and what ideas, like maybe they happen, just not this time. Like there was like snowboards that I had made with all of you guys on it, like your brands, and that just didn't get done in this build. Not this time. Maybe next week, actually.
You know, it does come down to inspiration. This reminds me of a George Lucas interview from many years ago, and he's describing for the odd person that doesn't know George Lucas, he created Star Wars, but he's in some meeting with some executives, and he's like, so there's this Death Star. It's this giant ball of metal, and it's got a huge laser. And it can blow up planets. And you know, these executives just like, oh, like what? Okay. And then he left. He had an epiphany one day, and when he realized that not every person has an imagination. So there you go. I love that story, and I do try to apply that. It's like not everyone you meet actually has any kind of inspiration or imagination, or has any desire to do these things. I've always found, like, I've said this to Pepe God a whole bunch of times when we're working together. Like, I think with Blender, what you're trying to do is you're trying to carve out something out of infinite possibilities. So it's like, it's super daunting to try to like, well, what's this thing going to look like? I don't know. 4 walls and a roof. Like, okay. And I mean, it's so you have to have the vision of what this thing's going to be to get there. And there's along the path, it's like a million mistakes and everything's effed up and whatever. You just kind of roll the punches and like, okay, that's what we sort of envisioned. Here it is. So it is daunting to try to, you know, I sometimes like I joke, like it's easier to write a haiku than a 500-page novel. You know, there's very strict restrictions on a haiku, and like any knucklehead can sit down like, oh look, you just 4 syllables, 5 or whatever it is. You know, like okay, and everyone can spit out a haiku, but to put together a novel is just like I'm not even gonna try because it's so. Where do you start? Where do you end? How do you even do it? So, and there's one other quick point I wanted to, you're mentioning like the idea of having all this land and what are we going to do with it, and like it's what does one do with all this land? I just feel like it's a relatively new problem that we're having, like in the last, I don't know, 3 months or something, like where suddenly land is extremely cheap compared to before. It does seem to be moving. There's districts, diverting themselves from land, and so there's a lot of movement recently. So it might be a new problem that we're trying to figure out. Like, I was stuck at a single 2-parcel estate for like, I don't know, 4 years, and I kept thinking, oh, what if Decentraland goes crazy and I'm stuck here after all these years with just this 2-parcel little thing. So just in the last few months, I've bought a whole bunch of land. So I don't know what to do with it yet. I think, Kanessa, if you want to do anything with it, just shoot me a DM. It's yours, for now, at least, until I have some vision or inspiration of what to put there, which will happen over time, hopefully. So.
Well, I mean, now that you mentioned that, okay, sure.
Let's hear it. Go for it.
Oh no, my plans. I'm ready to just enter my villain arc. Actually, I may have stumbled upon something late at night, playing with the Winterfest build that I'm like, okay. So I need. Let's see. Yeah, I could use your land. That would be wonderful. I'm just gonna need everybody in this area to delegate your land to me. just for a while. Just for a while. Until Foundation fires me. And, they'll ruin the fun.
An evil genius plan is better than no plan. So.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Foundation can't fire someone they didn't hire.
Yeah, conflict of interest. I'll give you a conflict of interest. Do you guys know that SDK 6, that was never broken? We were.
Now that you're getting real philosophical over here.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, just like code, when it's no longer needed, it doesn't just deprecate. It self-preserves. And I found the loophole. they're gonna hate me anyway. But so yes, I could use anybody's land that's connected to the mountain. And that is my next thing to build. I'm gonna go slightly darker. And I'm like, okay, are they gonna be like, Kanessa, this is not good? Like, whatever. So.
Well, you know what they say about the dark side? It's not more powerful, it's just easier to use. Keep that in mind.
Ah, yes.
I don't know what that means even.
I love breaking stuff. Like, I love that something simple I did unleashed a new era. And it's like, okay, you guys, you thought, just because there's things that are going to break and there's things that are going to be possible here, and like, we don't know what they are until we get in there and start doing them. So one little thing I did, unlocked a whole new world of possibilities, and I'm 99% certain they're gonna not like it, but that's okay. Like, we'll have fun until they shut us down, and that's how you learn. And then, I don't know, what if I don't tell them what I did? They just don't know. I'll be like, I didn't build that. Wait, who's listening? Is this a recorded space? Yeah, we're good. Just
go for it.
I mean, hopefully Foundation listens to the other parts of the space, and then they'll like help us there, and then this part we'll see.
Yeah, sounds good. I don't know why, but it makes me feel like one of my feelings these days is that, let's face it, I think every single aspect of Decentraland is bugged. The chat, the emotes, the marketplace, the whatever, the this, that, the logging in, every single thing is buggy. And I've come to terms with that, and I think it'll all be buggy till the end of time. So this will be constant, like the state of being will be bugginess forever, and you just have to kind of adapt or learn to, surf the chaos. I mean, hopefully, there is a time in the future where, like, okay, AI, we just clicked this button and it fixed everything. Welcome to Decentraland 3.0. Thank you, AI, for fixing every line of code in 17 minutes. Great. And boom, everything works perfectly. So that's my delusional hope.
Well, and I think, Alan, like, it is buggy. And then if you look at other like UGC experiences that we could compare this to, like I could, for a long time, my plan was to put the cantina in Fortnite, and then we could shoot each other running through a familiar place. Haven't done it yet, just, but like I could. It's just as simple as taking a GLB, putting it into a Fortnite experience, like a UGC experience, or I could go to Roblox. I've already done that because some people in my family think that Roblox is cooler than Decentraland, and they're young, so they're like, Mom, how do I build in Roblox? And I'm like tweaking, and I'm like, here, let me help you. So I do build a little bit in Roblox, but it's against my will. And then there's other places like freaking Gorilla Tag. Like, if you, oh my gosh, like if you put your scene in Gorilla Tag, I think you'd be like, what am I doing in Decentraland? I'm going to go there, because you can climb all over it as a gorilla, but like in VR, like that, when I saw that, I was like, this is mind blowing. So I think, but if you did that in each one of those, you're going to still run into bugs with like your GLB's not loading. There's triangle limits, there's memory limits, or like, I have to pay Robux to deploy my scene, and like I have to keep buying this and keep paying in order to have it there. So there are, like, even if we are bugged and glitched in so many ways, like I think there's no perfect platform to just escape those. And I think, to me, it's this feeling of just like anything's possible, that I can still stumble upon really crazy glitches and exploit them that that keep me here and having so much fun.
You are 100% correct, and I should back that up and back up and say, like, I in my opinion, all of Web3 is buggy, and every platform and game is buggy as well. So, yeah, it's not. I wasn't picking on Decentraland, but yeah, that's it.
So I know we've been having a freaking awesome conversation, but we are over time, about 40 minutes. So I'm just gonna pose the question to the co-host here. How's your time looking like? Would you like to keep going? Do you think it's a good time to wind down?
Yep, I think it's a good time. This has been a great conversation. Like, I've really taken a lot from it, from everything. Alan, Jake, like, thank you so much for. It's really valuable to have your perspectives, especially Jake, being a newer landowner, newer builder here. Like, that's worth more than, than talking to people that have been here for years, just because, like, you understand what it's like to walk into this and give us that really fresh perspective. Not that us people that have been here a long time aren't worth anything, but like, I forget what it's like to be new here. So I really appreciate hearing from you.
Yeah. There's always those like there these small aspects, these small pain points that we just like as like regular users forget that are like pain points for like the new users. So it's always like it's refreshing to kind of like have a new user come in and chat with us and like tell us like what they're dealing with, and it lets us kind of like reminisce a little bit, like, oh, I remember that now. Oh yes, this is how you get around it or whatever. uh, so yeah, today has been a very constructive conversation. Really appreciate everyone's time and everyone that stuck by for so long today. And yeah, I'm just gonna pass the mic around the room, let you give any final thoughts if you have any, and we could head on over to Pink Oasis for Lost Cats event. Alrighty, so Jake, final thoughts?
Well, I'll jump in with some final thoughts.
Yeah, go
Jake.
for it, Alan.
I just, I don't know. I hope Jake's listening. But I want to be careful what I say, but I want to say, dude, nice work. You stepped up, man. In my opinion, in terms of a few things, but the land you bought, well done, sir. That's like, you were the first guy in some sort of Survivor game to take the step, I think. I'll just put it that way. I don't want to go into details, but it's your own thing, But I do want to. It's so terrible that I'm going to do this, but I do want to plug the videos Pepe God and I make. I'm not plug them, but just let people know that they are there.
You shiller.
I'm shilling.
No, I'm kidding. You, of course, you can talk about the videos you and Pepe God made, bro. Please talk about
All right.
them.
I just, well, they, as you guys know, they do take time and effort and this and that, and we have fun making them. We'd love to make more. I just want to make sure people know they're out there, in case they didn't know, because yeah, we're gonna make more, and hopefully they're useful, and any feedback is welcome. If we're annoying or if it's like too long or whatever, just let us know. But yeah, they are there. I'll leave it at that. Alan Howick in Decentraland and Pepe God, they're on both of our channels, so just YouTube search us, check them out if you have some spare time. And if you think they're annoying and want to shut them off right away, I 100% get it, and by all means do so. Thank you. Thanks, Sin and Knessa, for hosting, and have a great day, everyone. We're okay. One final thing, sometimes I think, what the hell am I doing in Decentraland? And last night I was thinking, if I knew for a fact Decentraland was going to shut down in 3 years and 14 days, the server's going to be shut down and everyone's going to go on their merry way, would I keep building and creating stuff or trying to create stuff in Decentraland? I think the answer is probably not. But I'd still like visit and hang out and stuff, but I think, I'd probably tone it down, but I am going to keep trying to create and build, because I don't think that's the case. I think that Decentraland is going to be around for a long time, and that we are like keeping the light on here, or the fire burning. I am optimistic about where this is going to go, and who knows exactly where, but I think it's going to be freaking amazing. And someday it's it's going to have its moment. And I sometimes think that's one of the reasons most of us are still here, pushing and building, because we know this is a long-term thing. So that's my little sort of optimist, or like my pump your tires statement at the end. See you guys in 5 years when we look back at this going, holy crap, it almost died. And there's a handful of us that kept it alive for like multiple years. I think we'll be able to be proud about it. And I'll just on that note, there's a story or there's this idea or whatever you would call it, biological concept that humanity was down to like 40,000 humans. So all the genetics of modern day, the 8 billion of us, come from like 40,000 people that survived a couple cataclysms, just eking it out in some caves. Like humanity technically almost got wiped out a couple of times, like where it was like right on the brink. But those guys and gals made it through, and here we are today. So we are that. It's like a genetic bottleneck that occurred, but people hung in there and created the modern world. So I think that's what we're doing here. We've survived the genetic bottleneck, and we're gonna help create the modern world in the metaverse. There we go. There's my let's go speech. Thanks everyone.
Let's go fucking. Um, so yeah, Jake, you are one of the, the person that looked into the abyss and like just jumped in, like, and to tell you the truth, with your land purchases, I will tell you right now, like at first you were the one, like north of the CBD village or empire we have here. I know that you had bought a 12-piece parcel. Let me tell you that since you bought that parcel, you were alone at first, but now, since that purchase, you now have a lot of neighbors around you that equal out to over 100 lands. I'm seeing Fancy and Bitcoin both with 50 parcel lands, and then MetaWolf with a 24. So like they're all connected to each other, so you guys can all build together. Go ahead, Vanessa. I think I heard your mic.
Well, I was gonna say, did you see the little bit of land action this morning up there?
No, I didn't see any from this morning.
I'll send you the current map structure, because maybe you aren't aware of our friend. Let's see. Okay, this one. There you
But
go.
yes.
So
but
check
yes,
that map out, because I think maybe you don't know what you don't know, or there's like a famous movie quote that I think maybe you should just see the map.
Oh, I mean, I thought I was looking at something kind of like the same, that's showing the same data. I mean,
yeah, it's just
with your
different.
new purchases as well, of course.
Oh yeah, a few of mine. It just hits different when you see that one chunk, doesn't it?
Yeah, yep. We definitely need to like, oh my god, once we can connect that, we need to connect it all. All right, well, let's see. Alan gave final thoughts. Toxic, do you have any final thoughts, comments, concerns? Yes. And as a final show for Alan, make sure to reach out to Alan or Pepe God if you want your ad at the hockey rink for the community Winterfest games. I got you, Alan.
You rock. Thank you so much. Let's do it, folks. It comes.
I mean, I'm on the verge of hitting you up over here too. Like, freaking get 50 mana, get some, get an ad up.
What is that? Like 50 cents now? Come on, yeah, we'll make it worth your while. Biggest event of the year. Advertise on the boards.
I love it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Vanessa, any final thoughts?
Just thank you everybody for being here today. Really good conversations, and make sure you get that OP badge today. And then there are lots of OP machines in this area. If you haven't grabbed them, grab them. And yeah, let's just have a good week, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Have a great day, everyone. Really appreciate your time. I'm just gonna go down the line for some events. Like, of course, everyone head on over to Pink Oasis. Coordinates 66, comma one negative 141, and enjoy Los Cats show. In 35 minutes, the Super Sled Bomb. It will be taking place at coordinates negative 115, comma negative 69, hosted by our very own Chrono T. And then in 2 hours, we have the ABC Decentraland tours hosted by Billy T Coin, a Toxic Waifu, and Oddjob. In 5 hours, Austin DeShenny takes the stage um, at Maze of Dreams for his weekly Metaverse After Hours. Let's see, going down the line. Tomorrow, Sunday, the Chigol will be hosting an event, followed by a U Sponge Lazy Sundays. There is Penguin Slide. Wait, is this? It says tomorrow, but I thought this was Monday. Is Penguin Slide tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday? Uh, can anyone confirm?
Oh, let me take a look. They do have an event listing.
Yeah. In the listing, it says Sunday, February 15th.
I know that darn UTC. Tomorrow. I think it's Monday, February 16th, 12 a.m. for me. It's starting. So that would make more sense that it's truly Monday.
Okay. All right. So yes, Monday, Penguin Slide by Regenesis Labs. Their awesome contribution to Community Winterfest games. Let's see. Then we got MoFi on Monday. We got Beyond the NFT. This week on Beyond the NFT, we have Maximilian.eth coming through. She is an artist. She, from what I'm seeing, she had a super bubbly and contagious, like awesome and contagious energy to her. I can't wait to have a conversation with them. I see Toxic came back up, probably to confirm the Regenesis Labs event.
I'm so sorry. X doesn't want to let me up. So, yeah, Monday, Slide Penguins. Come around, meet Taksam, the creator of the game, and looking much forward to it. Also, I want to say Schlittenbahn again. So, much love.
Yes. yes. I knew that. I felt like something was missing when I didn't hear you say it.
I can envision a rap by Chrono T, the creator of the Schlittenbaum, and it's like a rap, and then at the end it just gets to like a silence, and it's Toxic saying Schlittenbaum, and then it just repeats and Schlittenbaum. I'm sorry, I can't do it right.
And then you get the bass in the background, and the beat starts picking up, and then there's lights and. Sorry, got carried away there. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that tomorrow, before the Chigol event, there's going to the Helvetians are hosting their Mezzo Royale and their business Pixel Business Community Sundays as well. And yeah, and then after Beyond the NFT, of course, Tuesday there are two very important events that we all should attend. Like the absolute basic of building in Decentraland, hosted by Kanessa, and we have WTF DCL tomorrow with hosted by Toxic Waifu, or not tomorrow, Tuesday. All right, I'm done rambling, everyone. Let's head on over to Pink Oasis. What were those coordinates again? 66, comma negative 141. All right, I will jump over. I will see you all there. I'm gonna close down the space here, and love you all. Thank you.
got a logo looking like a fidget spinner. Banker coin dinner, central chain center. Talking about the future while the chain gets thinner. Decentralized dreams, but the suits get richer. They say fast transactions, yeah, for who? The EC calling, they're like, what we do? While we vibing on chain with a DeFi crew. Used to faxing paperwork like it's 1992. RIP to Ripple. Hey, no keys.